Awesome sauce.
Yeah! Why do we do that?
So you know how the intro when you go on our YouTube and everything like that,
Yeah.
it just shows the logo, it's all silent and everything like that.
Yeah.
Well, if your big mouth is talking during the logo, that means it's going to be talking on YouTube.
Why do you make insults about my
I'm
big
gonna turn
mouth?
up the TV a little bit. Sounds like it's low. Here's the thing.
You want me to tell you got a
But I
pretty
thought
mouth?
I thought we connected it. Is that so you don't have to like?
He doesn't have to add the
Right.
logo at the
Got
beginning
it.
again. Just makes editing easier.
Yeah, I got it. Got you.
It's not really hard to.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
What are you, Sephiroth? You already brought down.
He held on for dear life. It's like I won't let go.
If only he did that with Tifa.
And just
Oh,
got like, he just got like this little gray cloud following him right now.
We're good. We're good, guys. We're all right. All right.
This is a good night.
Welcome, level uppers. Wait. Welcome, level uppers,
Oh boy!
Oh my god.
To
this
the
is
Level Up
going
Show.
Great.
This is episode 90, guys.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
snap.
going to bring that up. We have 10 more episodes to love episode 100.
Yeah, do we know what we're doing? Do we have anything to do?
I mean, we're not.
Yes.
It's just going to be kind of like, I think, a memory show. Hopefully, we'll bring back Mark. I hope.
I mean, it's going to be a gala. We're going to
Yes,
get dressed
Yeah.
to the nines like we did last year.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, you are.
you are. You will.
We all do.
I don't work
Everybody
for you.
does.
I don't work for you, dumbass.
Oh Jesus! Works for me. I make this show.
But
welcome,
for you,
everybody.
dumbass either.
Sorry for the delay. We do have 79 people in the room, and that's awesome. Thank you for joining us. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time or 10:20. You know, sometimes that happens. If you like what we're doing at any point, you can follow us, like a few already have, at twitch.tv/The Level Up Show. Or you can follow us live from PlayStation. In the bottom left-hand corner, there's a heart button. Just tap that. Tap it in. And your name will pop up on the TV, and we will, of course, shout you out. We're on Twitter at The Level Up Network. We got YouTube for archives and exclusive show like Dean and Greg's Power Up, their comic book nerdiness show, on every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you want early access to that, go to patreon.com/The Level Up Network. Donate even just $1 per month, and you will get early access.
Yeah, do it. We're gonna be live next week. Nope.
Yeah.
Oh, next week?
Next week.
I was going to say, I was like,
No, this weekend coming up.
like you're recording next week.
Regular show. No,
Yeah.
we record tomorrow.
Right, that's what I mean. They don't get, most of them don't get it.
You'll
until
get
Saturday.
it. Yeah, most of you will get it on Saturday, and then you'll
The following.
No one will have to wait the whole thing. We'll be live that Monday.
Ooh,
you'll
so
get-
you're going to give it to everybody.
yeah, you're gonna get Power Up. Well, because
Awesome.
we're gonna be live streaming. Yeah, so you can
Oh,
get Power Up 2
yeah.
days after the show goes on Saturday. So you get like back to back almost.
And you're thinking you're going to do that like once every couple months or something like that?
Yeah, whenever Greg's here, I would like to do it.
Oh, okay. That's the idea. Whenever Greg's in your presence.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
In my face.
Yeah, in my face.
I'm excited for that. That's going to be really cool. So check
I'm
that out.
excited too.
And then finally, of course, Extra Life. Shit.
Shit.
Why do we have two damn signs of the wrong thing up there? That's a problem.
Well, brother.
I mean, that was not my
But
doing.
I'm going to put up the sign right now. There's extralife.org/participant/The Level Up Network. It's a charity for Children's Miracle Network hospitals throughout the United States. And basically, you're helping these sick kids while they stay in the hospital, providing them with entertainment. You know, they have a long stay, and you can give them video games, board games, consoles, anything to fill that time while they have to wait there.
You're going to put a smile on a child's face.
Or Child's face.
Or child.
More likely a child's face.
Yeah, the chides.
Chide.
Chides are great.
Getting a lot of follows. Thank you, J-Dog, and we got Fizzle or something like that. Thank you for the follows.
Fizzle or some shit. I don't
Fizzles
know.
or some shits. Fizzle shits. Oh, and now my phone suddenly decided to work. Awesome sauce. What the hell is going on tonight?
Dude, and you know how many times I refreshed that while you were upstairs? Too?
I kept... Whatever, dude. Whatever.
Whatever.
Having a great
PlayStation.
night
Whatever,
tonight,
man.
It's all your fault, Mike.
Seriously,
You started it.
His entire day was great until the moment I came over.
Pretty much. Everything was going pretty well. Having a nice day with Kristen. And then things fell apart.
And then that fell apart really quick.
Really,
I was
really
over
quickly.
for maybe, 35 seconds?
But there you go, guys. The banner will be there throughout the show now. It's extralife.org/participant/The Level Up Network. Just hit the support me link, and you can donate whatever you have the means to. You can donate $50 like Brian. You can donate $250 like Conrad, or you can donate 10 cents.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Everything is helping that ball, keeping that rolling, towards Extra Life, November 7th. We're just not even 2 months away now, guys. And that's a 24-hour gaming talk show marathon. Going to raise as much money as possible. We're going to now get into our only non-gaming portion of the show. It's called The Level Up Show Has No Game. It is 3 non-gaming topics, 2 minutes each. Are we ready?
I've never been more ready for anything in my life, Andrew.
I hope
Let's do
so.
it.
Because we
sure
got
about
3 great topics tonight, Dean.
Yeah, I haven't even seen
Dino.
them. Oh boy,
Mr.
I'm
Dino.
excited
Sir
to use
Dino.
Sir
Dino.
Dino, sorry.
It's Sir Dino.
Where did that come from? Where did
That's
that come
Gregory.
Greg did it.
from? Oh, okay.
All right, first topic. Wonder Woman solo film might take place during World War One.
Say what?
All about it. I love it.
Has this ever happened in the comics before? Is this like a thing?
Well, I mean, you gotta remember Wonder Woman was born early on, and actually a lot of things they had her throughout different ages of war and history and everything like that. I remember actually in even in the comics they had it, and even the cartoons for a little bit they had her in. I think it was actually World War II, not World War One.
Okay.
Do you remember that? You
No,
said you
I'm
have
not.
the Justice League series, so
I
don't
have
remember that.
season 1 of the
Original
Ultimate Justice League, I think it's called.
Justice League Ultimate.
Yeah, I don't really know that much about Wonder Woman.
No, Unlimited. Justice League
Yeah,
Unlimited.
me either.
Unlimited.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know that much about it, but this just sounds cool. I mean,
We really haven't gotten a solo female superhero film yet, right?
if you want to count Elektra
Catwoman.
and Catwoman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but those
we
were
don't-
god awful.
I would rather not
That
count
never
them,
happened.
Yeah, we'll just make sure those don't
so
exist
other
ever
than
again.
that, then yeah, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, it sounds cool. I would kind of rather they just focus on like her being like an Amazon princess, like take place in her home world. I feel like that would be. I feel like
the animated film that was on screen a little
yeah,
earlier. Yeah,
like World War II
But it might take. It says it
might
just.
throw. It might be a little too much.
It says that it takes place during World War One, but it could be. We don't know what that means.
It's
That
World
could
War
be.
One, not World War II.
Yeah, it's World War One.
Oh, okay.
But of course, we're
Um,
getting her first in Batman v Superman, and how do we
Right.
feel about that?
could
We're
be a
going to
post.
get her introduction in Batman v Superman, and then a year later, we're going
I
to get this
actually
World War
prefer that.
II. Okay,
So
I
that's
prefer
a
that
that's a
stuff.
It's going to be a prequel film.
Yeah,
I
it's gonna
guess
be a
so. I'd
prequel
have to
film
imagine.
What started her. My predictions on it, it's going to be set during the time period of World War One,
Mhm.
but it's going to be like what Dean said. It's going to be showing her, coming from Themyscira and her interacting with the world.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
you know,
this. I think if DC is trying to build a cinematic universe like Marvel is, I think this is a bad move.
Really?
It's gonna complicate a lot of things for people who don't read comics.
well,
That's what I'm
we're going to have to stop there. We don't get to find out more.
That's a
Shut your mouth.
Disagree.
Okay, next up, Ronda Rousey. Did you guys hear about this?
Yeah.
She's going to star in the Roadhouse remake, and that's
Yeah.
not just like as another character. She is taking
Right.
Patrick Swayze's character. They're feminizing that character, and Ronda Rousey will play.
I mean,
That
listen,
character.
I said before, I love Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Ronda Rousey. I think she's everything about it.
Oh,
That said, she is such a terrible actress.
yeah.
And I don't want to say I don't want her to do this, but I don't want this to happen.
It's bizarre in some ways. I will say I like that she went to Patrick Swayze's now widow and asked her permission. Was like, "Are you okay? Will you give me your blessing for me to play this bouncer
Right.
in Roadhouse?" Kind of a weird situation, but yeah, she got the blessing. But I kind of wanted to touch on too. Did you guys see Mayweather fight last night?
no.
How did that go? Did he
Of
win?
course, it was the most boring shit in the world.
Right,
he won.
He won in a few seconds. I'm gonna say.
He went all 12 rounds, but
Oh, wow.
that's typical Mayweather fashion to go all 12 rounds and have not one of them be exciting.
No.
And hopefully this is the end of his reign. But
Was
I am
it
also
49, right?
if only Ronda Rousey could actually fight Mayweather, I think that would be the only exciting thing to come out of that
Yeah.
person ever.
I think that we should all rally for that to be his 50th.
It has to happen.
Well, he should go for his 50th because I would love nothing more for him to set a 50 as a goal and to lose it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can you imagine how?
Well,
amazing
here's the
that
thing.
would
I
be?
feel like he will never fight again because 49 was his main goal because he now has the record. Nobody's ever gotten 49 and 0. 48 and 0, he was tied. Now he's 49 and 0. He has the record. Why would he ever put that on jeopardy at this point? And it's kind of funny, like Oscar De La Hoya last night after the match, he actually tweeted out, "Finally, this terrible decade of boxing is over." Like,
That's awesome.
it's like he hasn't at all held back on
No, he's
voicing
terrible.
his
I hate him.
disappointment in how boxing is right now.
Oh, it's awful.
And that's why UFC is like taking off. Ronda Rousey is an amazing personality within UFC, and people love her.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
and
about
finally,
Ronda Rousey being in Roadhouse.
yeah. I'm not for it either, to be honest. But Amazon Prime. Supposedly, Amazon,
Yes.
first of all, is just
I heard about
ridiculous.
this. This is really weird.
Supposedly, they're now going to be able to deliver hot meals to you.
Why?
Well, because Amazon.
we're fat, lazy Americans, and why not?
Jesus Christ, man.
Because we're getting to the point now where you will never, ever have to
Leave
leave
your
your
house.
home.
yeah, it's really true.
Like
dude.
we are such an agoraphobic nation in general.
Yeah.
Like this is just exacerbating.
Like
every
I
issue we have.
get it. Like you want to get like groceries or whatever. Like whatever.
That's
maybe you're
pretty
busy.
handy,
Like
yeah.
do that. Like,
That's awesome. Yeah.
But like get up and cook yourself a meal, dude. That's getting.
And
This
how
is like-
hot could this actually be?
Yeah.
I mean, it
yeah.
depends
I don't
if
know
we're in
about
a
that.
city. I mean, they have the drones.
I
that'll
think
deliver to you
Seattle is the
immediately.
only location they're starting out with, and they said they're going to spread it to other locations. And if
We
you're
need-
insanely confused right now why there's like a dog thing on screen, this actually is an Amazon Prime advertisement. Just
Just
wanna make-
delivering dogs, dude.
They deliver
The idea
dogs.
was that the dog has a broken leg and he finds him out of nowhere, and then he gets in like one day delivery like a front pouch thing for the dog, and now is carrying this broken dog
That's
around.
a pretty lame
Yeah,
commercial.
this
We
is
need
all
to
very
have
strange.
Dan Pioche
Why?
test this out. The hot meal thing.
Oh, yes, because he is in
He's in
Washington
Seattle.
now. I forgot about that.
He's in Seattle.
I want.
Where were
I
they
do.
at with the drones thing?
FAA regulations are probably butting heads with hardcore.
True, that's a good point.
Yeah, that scares me. First of all, this idea of these drones with like propellers like floating around, and like you're opening your door and there's this freaking drone in front of
I
you.
mean,
like
you see the commercial, the car commercial, right?
I don't know.
Like a bunch of people are like holed up in the like at the edge, like the entranceway of a workplace building,
Okay.
a commercial building, and he's like, we got to stick together, and they go outside, and there's all these drones like everywhere, like swarming Armageddon style, and everybody just goes running in different directions, and it was like a horror film.
It scares me.
very
It's a
entertaining.
future that scares me. I feel like Skynet's like on the rise.
Someone asked if we work for Skynet.
I wish.
That's weird.
You know, if the world's gonna end, let's work for like the most profitable organization.
If the world's
in the world.
gonna end, let's at least be ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, right. I feel like that's kind of a smart idea.
I don't know.
Speaking of that kind of thing, I finished Mr. Robot, which is all about this massive conglomerate that they're trying to shut down.
By the way,
Yeah.
before we go with that, you know what Mr. Robot would have done at 100 viewers? You're welcome.
Not at all. You don't watch that show, do you?
No, I didn't.
That is not at all what
Does he
Mr.
not do
Robot would
that?
do. No. But I'm not going to talk too much about the show because it is so reliant on not being spoiled because it has a lot of great twists and turns. But
It's worth watching.
definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
Really,
I was
really cool
really
show.
on the edge. I was like, this looks really cool. I don't want to be disappointed again.
It's about hackers, but so much more. So much more.
I woke up in
Don't
the
say
middle of the
that,
night
that's
one
weird.
night at like 4 o'clock in the
So
morning,
Mr.
and
Robot?
an episode of Mr. Robot was on.
Oh.
Which episode was on?
I don't fucking know. And it was like it was just like weird, like techie music, and it was just like.
I love the
And
music.
like I
in that
woke
show.
up and I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" Dude?
I feel like I'm
just
being
shut it off,
thrown
and I was
right now or
like
something.
freaked out for the rest of the night.
Yeah, it's a
Did not
trippy
like
show
it.
because the main character, it's not really a spoiler to say, he's definitely a little off in the head.
Yeah.
Maybe he has delusions, maybe he doesn't. He goes to a psychiatrist, he has a therapist, all this kind of stuff. So he's the narrator of the show, so it has that unreliable narrator thing going on where you're not sure what is real and what is
Mhm.
fake, and that's what makes the show
Does
really
he
cool.
watch dogs?
He does, actually.
Yeah.
He kind of. It's kind of a weird thing for you to say, but
Sounds like my kind of guy.
he's a great actor, that guy. Rami Malek, he's from Until Dawn. And
He's up from Until Dawn.
Oh, let me say
he
the
recently
real
was starred in Until
yes.
Dawn.
the
Let's
real
be real.
DJ Hook said, "Why was Wonder Woman a bad move?" I wanted to hear that.
Yeah,
that
go
guy.
ahead. Explain.
I'm not saying Wonder Woman is a bad move. I'm saying in DC trying to
Yeah,
make
so I was curious about
DC trying to make a cinematic universe where things are connected and correlating, putting up Batman vs Superman and introducing a character, and then putting that character back in time as a prequel movie.
Back in time.
I think is a bad move.
I disagree for the sheer fact of, and I know you're going to argue because you're saying for the mass audience, and I get that, but look at how successful their animated films are doing, and they do that a lot.
Yeah, but I'm saying for the cinematic
Right, like I said,
universe.
I get for the mass audience.
Not even just for the cohesive cinematic universe. Like the first time you saw Captain America was in World War II. Then once they brought him here, he stayed in this time period.
Yeah.
So like bringing Wonder Woman present day, and they're like, but this is what happened before, and then she's connected with Batman.
The
and
problem is
Superman.
we also don't know enough about what's going to be what the plot point's going to be. They could have a lot of how Wonder Woman came to work with Earth. At this point, people are like, well, is Wonder Woman just like people that don't know comics could be like, well, is Wonder Woman just a human with superpowers? Like, no, they don't understand. They don't know that she's a god. They don't know.
I
that
just
she's
feel,
the
I just
mother.
think that movie should have came before Batman.
I was going to say agree to disagree because that
Yeah.
topic's over.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys are breaking the rules right now.
I do whatever the fuck I want.
I do whatever the fuck I want. All right. Real quick, what have you guys been playing this week?
Not a
I
lot.
beat Sly Cooper Thieves in Time today.
That's a
Oh,
great
good.
game.
I saw you
Good
playing
game.
that.
Really
Yeah.
good game, dude.
Yeah.
Loved it.
That's why we were talking about it on It Only Does PlayStation.
Mhm.
I hope you guys catch that, or caught that, I should say, this past week, the first episode. But we were talking about how Sanzaru did a great job bringing that old IP onto the new
that game
generation.
was, I played it because it was on my list, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, also 2 games away from completely having cleared my like 30 game backlog.
I
Yeah, dude.
wish I could say that.
I blew
Holy
through
shit.
it, but this game I played just because it was on the list, and then I'm like, damn, I'm gonna actually like my platinum. It was really good. I loved it.
How about you, Mike?
Metal Gear Solid. That's
Yep.
pretty much it.
Same here. Real quick, thank you to Escape Pod Missing, the Sphere 21, J-Dog, Snow Flizzle. That was what the actual name was, not Fizzle Shits. Snow Flizzle, thank you for the follow. Killer Grandback, Aspec050, Doombo, Kevin2526, Gojack19. So many follows. Hallucinogen, Real DJ Hook, Teammater Show. Real guys are off to a quick start. Thank you for all the follows. Keep those coming. Just hit that heart button live from PlayStation if you do want to follow us. We need like a dozen more, and we'll give out 300 XP to the chat room, and then we'll raise our follow goal. So let's talk about Metal Gear Solid 5 for a moment. I really do enjoy the game, but the further I get them, the more I'm like, where? Come on, give me the freaking story.
Someone earlier, someone who I haven't seen or I just didn't recognize, said, "Can you talk about how terrible Metal Gear Solid 5 is?"
It's not terrible. It's a great game from a gameplay perspective.
For as far as someone who doesn't know like all the intricate details of the universe and the story, I love it. Yeah. I'm having so much fun in this game right now.
If I was you and I was coming into this series with no pre-knowledge of what it meant and what the story was before, this is a 10. The gameplay is
perfect.
So addictive, so great. But coming from somebody that loves Metal Gear for the story above the gameplay, I've always liked the gameplay, don't get me wrong. Gameplay's been solid. I didn't feel like they needed to improve that much. I was okay with it. But for them to take the story and have it probably be about the same amount of story, but spread it over 100 hours with not good pacing, in my opinion, this game's like an 8 for me because of that.
The one thing that I can agree with you on that it's really weird to me is the episodic style that they do story missions.
It's so bizarre that they chose that.
It's almost annoying in a way because sometimes the missions take a while. Like there's been times where a story mission, like the one where you had to get the honeybee or whatever.
Yep. That was a true story mission.
That was long. That was heavy.
Yeah.
But I just did earlier. I did one, or the other day I did one where I had to go into this camp, and I mean, with the side missions, I've done the camp multiple times, so I know all the ins and outs.
Yeah.
And I had to take out 3 different guys. Well, within 10 minutes, I literally completed the story mission because they all happened to walk out of a building at the same time, and I shot them all 3 of them in the head.
Yeah, some missions, if you don't choose a stealthy route, you can get them done in minutes.
That's the thing. I chose a stealthy route.
Yeah.
No one spotted me. They just happened to walk out, and I'm like, all right, convenient. Bam, 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 done. And I ran away. And
Here's my problem, big problem.
Credits.
75% of the missions, I feel like probably could have been side ops. Because
That's
you
the
can
other thing,
always
too.
tell
That's the
when
one.
it's a true story mission because it's longer. The
Like
detail,
Quiet. I just did Quiet maybe 2 hours ago.
that's a true story mission because you can tell they put work into the environment.
awesome.
It's a different location, right? It's like typically you're just going throughout Afghanistan, a typical outpost or something like that. And then you have Afghanistan.
Okay. I thought you actually pronounced it Afghanistan.
He did.
Afghanistan.
I just wanted to make sure that you don't pronounce it like that.
Afghanistan.
I was gonna let it go, but
I've been trying to let things like that go, but I just want to make sure you don't pronounce
You guys
it like
are the
that.
worst. But I was going to say, in those missions, it's always the same. It's typically like an outpost, destroy these vehicles, extract this soldier. But then you have a true story mission, like the Quiet mission or the Honeybee mission, where you can tell they actually put work into the environment. Like you're actually going to a locale where it's like isolated from everything else. It's more detailed.
Right.
Like it's you can tell the missions that they put work into. I feel like they could have pushed 75% of these missions to side ops, pulled it down to like a 15, 20 hour great linear game, and then if you want to do the side ops, go for it.
Right.
But for the diehard Metal Gear guys that want that linear story, don't force us to play these side ops where all we do is go into an outpost and destroy a couple vehicles.
Do you feel like you're forced to play? Like I'm doing the side ops just because that's how I play games.
I'm not talking about the side ops. I'm talking about some of the main episodes aren't like feel like they should be story missions.
What I'm saying though is, do you feel like you need to play the side ops? I mean, to me, I feel like you do just because of the meta game in general.
You need to do the side ops because I just encountered that problem recently on the most recent stream.
That's right. You had to shift all your guys around, and then you had to go in and in a ton of
I needed to upgrade my Fulton, and I didn't have research and development high enough, so I had to do the side ops.
Right.
So it's not even to the point where it's like these are a part of the main story missions. It's like, no, you need to grind. Grind so you can get your level high enough so that you can extract a tank using their Fulton. That kind of annoys me.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with that. That's why it brings it down for me.
Not for what you want from Metal Gear.
No,
game.
not for what I
Which
want.
is what's it kind of annoyed me and confused me when I saw all these high reviews. And to me, I agree with them, but I know
understand
for a
them,
fact from perspectives like you guys and the other people that are annoyed, I don't feel like it deserves a 10. I feel like giving this game a 10 just because, like, if you're talking about a game that has core story, look at Last of Us.
Yeah.
If Last of Us didn't have as great of a story, I wouldn't have gotten a 10.
That's like a 9 or 8 maybe. Yeah.
Right. But it did.
Yeah.
Because the story was great. So you can't do the same. You can't give this game a 10 just because it's the last Metal Gear game.
It's bizarre because a lot of the reviews, let's say for instance IGN's Vince Incognito or whatever his name is, he reviewed it there, gave it a 10. I understand if you've given this game a 10. But in his review, he talks about being a Metal Gear Solid fan and being turned off and confused by the lack of story.
Right.
Like, I could understand somebody that doesn't care that much about that to give it a 10, but it seemed like he cared about story.
And that was my problem. And
Yeah.
I saw that, and that's where I have an issue with it. And that's realistically another reason why I don't trust IGN for stuff like that.
Don't get me wrong. Like,
No, but that's
I
why
trust
said this
IGN.
the
I
other
don't
day.
feel like he gave it a 10 for
No,
like
for
money
certain
purposes
things
or
like that.
anything.
And there are certain people I trust.
Yeah.
But in general, a lot of people have that outlook on it. And same thing with a lot of these, sites are like, oh, this is the greatest game ever. It does this, which annoys me. Like, no, that's not the great. Like, 10 is perfect. 10 is the epitome of a perfect game.
10 is not perfect.
And
they actually make a point to say 10 is
Yeah, I know.
not a
I
perfect
disagree
game.
with that. IGN, some sites might say that. Some sites might
They say it's
10
a
is perfect.
masterpiece, it's not perfect.
And
Was
on
their
many
definition.
occasions, they'll talk about how perfection is this unachievable thing, and there's no real reason in even trying to put any like state in that. Like that's unachievable. There's no such
Right.
thing as perfect. So 10 is a masterpiece. It's a game that will be remembered. And don't get me wrong, I do think this game will be
Oh,
remembered.
absolutely.
But this right now, it might be my least favorite Metal Gear game.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
I'll tell
I
you
wouldn't
what.
have expected that.
Super Mario World on Super Nintendo is perfect.
You think so?
No doubt. Perfect.
It's a different time. It's a
But you
different
know what?
time.
No, but it still holds up.
That game is perfect.
You give that
Yeah.
game to any kid right now, 5 to 12,
Mhm.
and then you give them the first Metal Gear game.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a different. I feel like those side-scrolling pixel games they age really well.
Yeah.
DuckTales and stuff like that, Mega Man, they age really well. 3D, that beginning, PlayStation
Oh my god!
N64,
Like I look back at the original Siphon Filter, which at the time that
tank
was
controls,
amazing.
yeah.
But now it's so terrible. Anyway,
we
where
should
are
move
going?
on. Yeah, let's
We're
move on.
So far behind.
Let's get into the level update. This is our discussion of the week's biggest gaming industry news. This wasn't a very big week, so we're going to kind of go into some quirky stories. We're going to move through those really quickly so that we can stay on time this week. So let's get into the first one.
It's actually a decent volume now. So.
I turned off the media player.
Media player got turned.
Turned down for what?
I hate so much.
All right, first up, this is really cool story, actually. If it's true, is the problem. Kingdom Hearts 2.9 was supposedly leaked via a developer LinkedIn. The reason this might not be true is because this developer LinkedIn literally only has 2 sources. So somebody might have created this LinkedIn with the intention of fooling people. So let's get into what it actually said, though. Kingdom Hearts 2.9 is going to be for PS3 and PS4, and this guy supposedly worked on development with it for 10 months. The bullet points are game idea planning and documentation, game check and balance, boss planning, attraction flow, and, that kind of crap. But the question is, what does this mean? What would 2.9 be? Is it like Ground Zeroes, where it's like almost 3, but it's like the prologue or something? Or is it 1.5 and 2.5 joined together, remastered for PS4, and also re-released for PS3 as well?
With a prologue is what my thought is.
With a prologue.
No,
so just all of
I
it.
think that. I think it's actually going to be a culmination of all the stuff you needed to play.
Yeah.
The actual games you needed to play.
Sure.
And then, like they have for the clips, the stories, where they put it together in just the cutscenes for the other games. And then they have a brand new, maybe 1 hour, 1.5 hour intro. They saw how well Ground Zeroes did
Basically
for
a
them.
demo, yeah.
Right, but it glorified them because there's more to it.
Square Enix is not it's not like they haven't done that before. They just did that with Episode Duske, with Final Fantasy 15. They that could be something they do. I agree.
I feel like that's, to me, 100% worth it. I feel like that's actually, I want that. now that people bring it up, I want that.
The popular opinion on the internet, from what I gathered, is that it's a Ground Zeroes, it's prologue.
People seem to think
if
that.
it's real, yeah.
I'm hoping, first of all, that's the perfect scenario there. But more than anything, I really do want it to be 1.5 and 2.5 together, $60 PS4. Because I did hold off on buying 1.5 and 2.5 because I really have been waiting. Like, I think they'll do it. Why not put it on PS4?
Yeah.
I know it sucks for you because you just got it on PS3.
The other day, I was like,
mean,
everybody would be great. Yeah, dude was like, yeah, I'm gonna love it that I just bought it.
Yeah, but it's okay though. I mean, it is what it is. I'm still playing it.
It looks so good though on the PS3 already.
Yeah, it looks great.
Like it really does. I love it.
And so did Final Fantasy X on PS3. But anybody will tell you they really did put in some work to make it look even better on PS4. They up-res the textures, and it's even more fluid on PS4. So they could improve it even further, and I would really enjoy that. Go ahead, Mike. You're up.
All right. Off of that news, something not at all related. The Fallout 4 Season Pass is now officially unveiled, and it will cost you $30. Luke Carmel writes of IGN, Bethesda has announced Fallout 4 will be getting a Season Pass with DLC following early next year. A new blog post from the company dives into what the company plans to do following the launch of the upcoming game, and also touches on regular updates and confirms mods will be coming to PS4 after the PC and Xbox One. First up, the game will be getting a regular free updates that come with just fixtures. I'm sorry, let me start again. We'll be getting free regular updates that come with not only just fixes, but also new features. The post cites examples like Skyrim's mounted combat, legendary mode, kill cams, visual enhancements, and more, with fan input playing a key role in deciding what's created. As for the paid DLC, the studio doesn't know what it is yet, but a $30 season pass will apparently net you all of it, which is something that other companies need to.
It's so funny though that they have no idea what this DLC is going to be, and they're already announcing it.
It's worth $30. Yeah. But I'll get into that in a second. It'll start rolling out early next year, and the post explains, based on what we did for Oblivion, Fallout 3, and Skyrim, we know that it will be worth at least $40, and if we do more, you'll get it all with the Season Pass. So here, there's a few things that really should be touched on that. Like you said, they don't even know what they're planning yet, but they're charging money for it. And if anything they've done with past DLC for both Skyrim and Fallout 3 are any indication, it's going to be well worth it. Some of the best stuff from Fallout 3, from what I understand, is the DLC. In fact, actually, one of the DLC packs is actually everybody's favorite way to play the game. They said they actually liked the DLC more than they liked the game itself.
Yeah.
For Fallout 3. And same thing with Skyrim. Skyrim, I never thought a $5 DLC to be able to build a house would be as rewarding as it was. So I trust in everything that they do, and I feel like $30 will actually be underselling it with how long this game is going to go on and how much easier it is to create DLC and updates and everything for games nowadays. I feel like you're going to be getting $50 out of this.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, Fallout, I feel like for me, if I do get Fallout, I'll have no interest in the DLC because I'm never going to come close to finishing that game to begin with. But, if you're going to give more content to the people that do want it, yeah, awesome. Just put it at a good price, deliver a good amount of content, and I have no problem with it. Go ahead, Dean, you're up.
Cool.
Cool beans.
Apple TV's gaming focus revealed. IGN's Mitch Dyer writes, Apple has revealed its long-awaited new Apple TV model. The 32GB model will be available for $149, or for 64 gigabytes, it'll run you $199. Apple TV is available in October.
Did you see this, by the way?
The Apple TV? Yeah.
It's such a joke.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This took them that long to come out with.
The Apple TV also serves as a gaming machine, which is new to the model, which Guitar Hero Live, Crossy Road? What the hell's Crossy Road?
I never heard of it.
Me neither.
It sounds like some stupid low-budget thing.
And Disney Infinity 3.0 playable on the device. Cross-play features allow you to continue, say, your transistor progress from your iPad to your Apple TV. Lastly, it comes with a remote to play games, but will also feature capability or connection to third-party controllers. The first confirmed Apple TV third-party controller is the Nimbus. The Bluetooth gamepad is brought to you by the SteelSeries, a company that designs products with esports in mind. The pad itself is a mix of PlayStation and Xbox. There's 2 analog sticks, 2 bumpers, 2 triggers, menu, and a 4-way D-pad, and 4 face buttons.
So it sounds like if a controller like that is releasing, I guess it will get certain games that utilize it, like Disney Infinity, I guess, potentially.
No one's giving it any credit, though.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going far enough.
The entire realm of impressions are, congrats. It took you a long time.
It's a watered down third party machine. They're gonna.
The only benefit that they have is that they're Apple,
Right.
But I feel like people are even jumping
But
off
with
that
no
train
original
because-
IP, like it doesn't even matter that they're Apple. Like you're not doing anything.
Well, no. Well, the problem is that you have family, parents are gonna buy it because they see that's Apple, and then you have these kids are gonna buy it.
Will
'cause
they
it's Apple.
though? Because like the kids are smart. Kids are smarter than they ever were now.
You're
especially
giving a
with all
little bit
the-
too much credit.
You're giving a little not enough, dude. With all the technology kids have, they're
No,
up on games, dude. And they
No,
know,
I know
like,
that, but I'm saying
well, I
this
can
is
get
going
this
to.
to
They're
play
trying to
these.
appeal to non-gamers.
Or we could get this that plays all of this stuff plus all of this. It just doesn't.
But like
make
I said,
any
they're
sense.
trying to appeal to non-gamers in this way.
Yeah, I get that, but I
Like
think
you,
it's
me, Drew, as a kid,
not wise.
this would never have flown. But the other kids that don't know that much about it, this is really who they're trying to appeal to, and it'll do okay. But realistically, everything for Apple right now, they are actually in her. I'm gonna say for the next 3 years, they're something to keep an eye on.
That whole conference was a washout.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
it
it
was
seems like
terrible.
nobody was really too happy with it. I mean, I am getting the new iPhone. I'm gonna get that probably in a few weeks, just because I'm so tired of this phone.
Yeah,
at
if you
this
need
point.
a phone, then that's a good
Yeah,
time
but
to upgrade.
the iPad Pro, which 12.7 inches, like
Yeah.
It's a Surface.
it's basically a Surface.
Well, and
Uh-huh.
my favorite thing is the meme where it's, and it's not even a meme, it's just a cross-image comparison. Steve Jobs back in 2007,
Yep.
basically explaining if you need a stylus, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's like,
iPencil.
iPencil.
yeah.
Like, well,
I did
I
also
guess
want
you're
to
doing
say,
something wrong.
I did miss one part of the Kingdom Hearts story too. Supposedly, according to that news, Pixar has been confirmed as a world.
I thought we knew that.
No, there has been no confirmation of any Pixar in Kingdom Hearts 3 yet.
Well, surprise.
But who knows if this is real or not?
Right.
It doesn't say what the world would be, just that there's been
I
meetings
actually
held
feel
between Disney and
realistically,
Pixar.
I really feel like that's more of a hoax than anything else.
I think so too. I feel like this is not true.
No.
I don't believe it. It sucks because like I said, I really
I
do
wanna
want
believe
it.
it.
Yeah, I want to believe. Okay, let's get right into the next segment of the level
All right.
update. No, we can take a call.
Yeah, I was
What
gonna
time
say,
is it?
we're
10:52. Yeah, we can take a call. Let's take one call, guys, on Skype at the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces. There's the banner on screen if you need it. Call in right now. We can talk about anything gaming related. We did get a bunch more follows. Thank you to, let's see who that was. Hollywood Cole, Original Deluxe, Pussfield Scab refollowed, Silent Deadly Kitten, Escape Pod Missing the Sphere, and many more. Keep those follows coming, guys. We're already at 7211. I think that's actually still lagging behind.
Dean, you need your own spin-off.
I'm just about to send it to him. We have
Apparently.
one already because he's talking superheroes. I was
Oh,
like,
spin-off,
yeah,
yeah.
I was like, there is, it exists.
Thank you. I fell off my chair for another follow. And let's take this call from Jonathan Tong. Hey, John. Welcome back to the show.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Doing very well. I remember you from, I think, last week.
I think actually it was either that or maybe 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I wanted to talk about something that you brought up earlier about in regards to Ronda Rousey being in the new Roadhouse thing.
Yeah. Kind of a weird story, but how do you feel about it?
Well, to be honest, I'm starting to get the feeling that maybe all these Hollywood movie studios are trying to cash in on Ronda Rousey's popularity, given the fact that she, pretty much knocked out the other chick in like less than 30 seconds at that UFC match a couple months back.
Yeah, 100%, man. She's a big star right now. She's gonna be the biggest female athlete in no time.
Selfies right now?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know, but at
happening?
the same time, it feels like as if the whole world is trying to cash in on her popularity, much like, oh no, I'm going to get so much hate.
I mean, that's the way
Much
anything
like
works.
how everyone
Hollywood, you know.
treated
Hollywood up to no
Caitlyn
good.
Jenner,
I mean,
her face
it's not
when
the first
she-
time.
I mean, is there anything really wrong with that, though?
I mean, it's not the first time this happened. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not like they haven't done it before. Michael Jordan. You look at all these big sports stars. They've done it through the years. It's usually not a great thing, with the exception of Space Jam. That thing's fucking gold. But without that, I mean, they're usually like, So I have no problem with it.
She's already been used twice,
She's
I think.
been in Expendables 3
And
she
Fast and
was
Furious.
in Fast and Furious, and I thought there was something else that she was also off.
She's got a biopic coming of her own life.
and she's acting in it herself.
Entourage.
Entourage. That's what that
There
was
you
the
go.
other one.
So
Right.
she's not entirely new to this, and we all kind of think right now that she's not the greatest actress.
Oh, no, she's
maybe
not.
that can
Saying
improve.
that she's maybe a bit overrated compared to the likes of others, like maybe Serena Williams and whatnot.
Well, I don't know. Serena Williams is probably the best female tennis player. Did I use her name?
Well, she was also an actress at some point.
What,
Serena
Serena
Williams?
Williams?
Really? I didn't know that.
I don't know that either.
Yeah, she was. I mean, I think it was either her or Vanessa Williams that actually starred in a couple of TV movies and some films and stuff in the past.
What? But it's the same. No, but it's the same thing. They were sports they were sports players first before they were into acting. They didn't do acting and then get into sports.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
so it's not like anything new. This isn't a new thing that happened. And realistically, I don't think there's a problem with that as long as it's done well. The problem is you need to make sure that you're not just like my problem with Ronda Rousey, because like I said, I absolutely adore Ronda Rousey. I think she's great.
I agree, because
and everything
especially given her role in Expendables 3 and whatnot, which
see,
I
that's
thought
the problem. I think her role in everything is terrible because they didn't bother giving her acting lessons. They didn't give her coaching.
Maybe it's because she's probably getting typecasted.
But see, it doesn't matter if you're getting typecast or not. You can still give off this macho, approach that you want to give, which is great, and that's really what she should go for. The problem is she cannot deliver lines for the life of her. Like if she fought like she delivered lines, she would never. No one would have ever heard her name. She is terrible as far as dialogue.
So you're saying she's that much worse of an actress compared to someone like that chick from Transformers?
If you're talking about
it doesn't matter. Any chick from Transformers was bad.
No, what's her name was not
name her.
Terrible.
Which Transformers?
Megan Fox.
What?
Yeah,
in Transformers, she might not have been great to you. I thought she was okay, and she was far better than Ronda Rousey was.
In some other films where I thought she was okay. In Transformers, I thought she was terrible.
No, but she's better than Ronda Rousey. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Ronda Rousey is, like I said, Ronda Rousey, and there's nothing wrong with it. She just never got the coaching that she needed for it. Ronda Rousey is terrible at dialogue.
I agree.
I agree too. That being said, I wouldn't mind seeing Ronda Rousey kick Mayweather's ass in an MMA fight or something.
Honestly, man, I've been waiting for it. I'm telling you right now, I'm waiting for it. I've been dying for it. That guy is such a piece of shit. I don't care if you like him or not. The stuff that he does, he needs to get his ass beat. And I really wish that it would have happened before he hit a goal that he had set for himself, because he needed a great letdown. But all right, man, we're gonna take a couple more calls.
All right then.
All right, it was good talking to you, bud. Good to see you.
See you, man.
All right,
level up.
Level up.
All right. Someone just called too.
I
can't get to it recently.
I don't know the names of the other two blondes. I don't know either, but they're bad, both of them.
The one in the third movie was pretty bad.
The one in the fourth movie was really bad.
I didn't even watch it. I'm telling you right now.
Oh, I saw it in theaters. I don't miss a good chance for a nice big flop.
Yeah.
Love it.
It was on Netflix, and I still didn't watch it. I still didn't even bother. Bradley's calling. This should be a treat.
Oi.
Hello, Bradley.
Hey, Brad.
Hello, I have come.
Oh, there's that. Hey. What's going on, friend?
You have words to say,
Use your
Brad?
words.
Pardon?
Use your words.
Wait, what? Wait, talk.
I'm talking right now.
You don't tell us how to do our job.
Right, you don't tell me. I tell you. You talk.
Because it's Bradley.
Good timing.
I want you to make a show. If we make it, I can do whatever I want.
Bradley, do you have something to say?
Whoa.
Bradley,
All right.
I'm here, so
Good night.
Oh God.
you better watch yourself.
I'm sorry.
Or what do you want to talk about, Brad?
Fallout 4.
Okay, yeah, Fallout 4, we're talking about the DLC. How do you feel about that?
I love the DLC in Fallout 3. I thought it wasn't the best bit, but I mean it was good because you have like new weapons, stuff like that. It was really fun.
Sure.
I never played the DLC in New Vegas yet. I'm still working up towards that because like with Fallout 4, I completed the whole game, then did the DLC. But with New Vegas, since I've already completed it once, I'm trying to do my level first, then do the DLC. With some of them are like level 45, some are like level 20 and stuff like that. And it's really quite difficult. But with Fallout 4, it's going to be amazing, I think. But what I think you should do is put like if they do like in the end, put it with the Pip-Boy edition.
The DLC.
Yeah, because normally
That's a possibility.
Pip-Boy's free, you get season pass.
We've seen that before in special editions.
I was gonna say they did that with. Oh, you know what? I was thinking of White Knight Chronicles.
And I think even the Uncharted Libertalia edition might come with DLC, with the highest one. Maybe even that single-player DLC they're promising. So yeah, it's not unheard of. I could see them doing that. But here's the thing, Brad. Do you have any fantasy of actually making a dent in this entire 400 hours of Fallout?
No.
I love Fallout, and I will play it non-stop. I will sweat that game out till I die.
All right,
I'm
man.
just gonna go full out, try out.
I want to see the
24
receipts.
hours.
I want to see the receipts when it happens.
I'm gonna get like massive bottles of Coke next to me, big bags of chocolate.
Oh, that's
like,
always.
Big barrels of chocolate, is that what you said?
Yeah, he's got a thing for sugar.
Barrels of
can't tell.
chocolate?
No, really?
Brett, we got to move on. We're falling way behind, man. Thanks for calling in.
That's fine. Level up, guys.
Level up.
Level up.
All right. Let's get back into the level updates. Next up, what do we got? So, Hellblade development is, quote, starting afresh.
What's Hellblade?
Whatever that means. Hellblade is the one from Ninja Theory. Looks like a Heavenly Sword
I was gonna say
spiritual
the one.
successor.
Yeah, okay.
It's on the screen right now if you guys want to see it. There
The
you
one
go.
that no one really knew what it was supposed to be besides.
Yeah, and then it was shown off recently to terrible reception, and that might be why we get this. Tweets from Ninja Theory. We are committed to the open development of Hellblade from first playable vertical slice to the last, as the positives outweigh the risks. A vertical slice is a test bed of ideas, not part of the final game. It has been retired, and we have started Hellblade production afresh. Retiring a vertical slice and moving on into full production is good news. It is not starting again. It is moving forward as expected, and he then put what he considers to be the sequence of events when it comes to development. First being concept, second being design, then prototyping, then vertical slice. After that is production, which is where he says they are. Then you get into polish and balance, and then finally that release. It still seems a little weird to me. It feels
odd.
what he's tweeting about is that something went wrong. It feels like,
Right.
it sounds like, and they're really kind of starting over.
Yeah.
And then he seemed like he was trying to
This sounds
backtrack
very
on that.
Final Fantasy versus.
Yeah, almost even. And I think it has to do with how terrible the reception was on this game at, I think, Gamescom and even E3. It looked bad.
Yeah.
Like running at 15 frames per second and just bad. So, yeah, I could understand them maybe needing to go back to the drawing board on this one.
We need to refresh.
This is coming out for PS3 and PS4 and PC, so this is one of those exclusive PS4 games, technically, that you know, I hope that they can make
it could
look
have
good.
potential.
Yeah, it could.
I
It
mean,
could.
they did great with Heavenly Sword. Very underrated game.
I think so, and definitely also Enslaved, another underrated game.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. I skipped that
And
one.
even DMC, a lot of people that actually played DMC enjoyed
was
it.
Great.
Yeah.
It was
So-
it was a very well done game.
Go ahead.
Pokemon Go was announced this week and coming to iOS and Android.
Why don't we actually watch a little bit of this trailer at the beginning? This is a pretty crazy little trailer we got here.
It's Pokemon, bro.
It's kind of mind-blowing to the point where I don't think I could believe it. I don't think I believe this trailer.
So American. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Thank you, Drek, for the follow, by the way. So this is a very hipster trailer to begin,
Yeah.
I have to say.
I
Well,
get
only hipsters play something right now.
Okay, so clearly here you're going to be out and GPS is going to be active. You're going to be guided towards a Pokemon location. You're going to use this device that you have to buy separately, you know, other than the app. You find said Pokemon, there's Pikachu, and I guess you simulate a throw to catch it. But do you think we actually see Pokemon in the environment?
I feel like the only way to play
No.
this game the right way is Google Glass.
Yeah.
Google Glass would be awesome, but do you think that you hold up
That
your
would be
phone and it's like
amazing.
augmented reality where
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's
somehow...
supposed to be.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
That's the I didn't see this. I only saw the demo. And the demo is you hold it up and it's augmented reality.
But I completely agree. Imagine this with Google Glasses.
That would be amazing.
That would be awesome.
But this is what's
That's
cool.
the future. Let's be realistic. That is the future of games.
This is what we always wanted Pokemon to be, though, right? Is taking out your phone and trading Pokemon on the fly
I
with
didn't
people.
want to take out my phone. I just want to take out my Pokeball and trade it with somebody. That's what I
Oh,
want
wow.
to do.
You actually wanted said Pokemon to be in said Pokeball
I want to trap
and give it.
critters inside a small confinement for my amusement.
Yeah,
make them
just
fight.
dogs and shit.
Just
You
dogs
sound
and
like
shit.
you belong behind bars, my friend.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Mike. What's the rest of this story?
We've seen Pokemon in VR before, but how about getting them out and about and playing with them in the real world? That's what Pokemon Go wants to achieve. It's a collaboration between Niantic Labs, the folks behind the GPS-based Ingress, which I have no idea what the hell that is, and the Pokemon Company. From what we can tell, it's going to use Niantic's location-based backend to have you catching, fighting, and trading the Pocket Monsters in the streets all around you. Of course, there's a wearable device involved, dubbed Pokemon Go Plus as well. It's a Bluetooth device from Nintendo that's shaped like one of the series Pokeballs. Capture gizmos that store monsters and defeating them. Really, Dick? I don't know what Pokeball is called.
I feel like they really needed to put, like, dramaticized on this thing here. Because right now, we basically got Chronicle with, like, Mewtwo fighting Mew in the middle of Times Square.
No, that's real.
Yeah, this is real,
No, that's
guys.
real.
This doesn't say dramatized.
That's
this
real.
is happening. I want to
Imagine-
see this.
I want to see this on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, right. That sounds awesome.
It goes a bit further than Android and iOS to flash and vibrate, giving you alerts when something is happening in the game in your vicinity. So that's cool. If you're just walking around, you're just going about the streets, and all of a sudden there's a Pikachu literally at your feet, you'll get notifications on your phone.
And then you have to look down with your phone. It's like, oh shit, a Pikachu at my feet.
Talk about the end of socialization.
Yeah, seriously.
Guys like wandering into the middle of the street, like, no, I gotta catch a Charizard, dude.
Well,
Give
here's
me
the thing.
like, you hold up, you wait your cab.
We've got Amazon Hot Meals trying to keep you inside the house, but we've got Pokemon Go like, get out, guys, get out
I feel
there.
like Nintendo and Amazon are at completely opposite ends. And
Yeah.
Nintendo's like, no, go outside of your house, which is kind of funny. Which is like the opposite of where they were. I feel like.
Yeah, right.
Nintendo and
Yeah,
Amazon had like a battle going on for a long time, and now just recently Amazon started selling Nintendo products again.
That must be what this is all
A
about.
little tidbit thrown there at you.
There you go.
They
But
had
at
like
the end
a
of the story,
long
was there
time
more?
like feud.
You can use the Go Plus to capture a monster.
There you go. That's the end of
That's
it. Dean, you're up, man.
Okay.
With our favorite story.
Thank you.
August 2015 Nippet results.
Dean appreciates these
Yeah,
sales.
I do.
That's why I give it to Dean.
I have
don't
to do
know.
this for work.
He
I
appreciates.
don't care
Yeah, but
about
this is video
This
games.
is console war shit being thrown down.
Yeah, man.
This is exciting.
I like it.
Go ahead.
Number one, first up is hardware. PS4 is the top-selling platform.
What does that mean?
That
what's
means
the
it's
number?
selling
Again,
the best. What do
Sony
you mean?
not giving numbers, right? But we do know that they had the top-selling platform.
Because
on
they
the market.
Right.
said so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just MPD said so as well.
They're not
Like
gonna-
we
they're not
know.
gonna lie. They can see the Xbox numbers, and then they're like, "All right, our numbers are above that."
Yeah.
And then Xbox is up 26% though over August 2014, estimated at 202,000. So
Not bad.
that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Moving on to software, Madden NFL number 16. These are 1 through what 10?
Yeah.
All right.
So Madden was the number one game
the
of the
second
month.
one
On all
doesn't
platforms.
make any sense to me.
It's mind blowing, man.
Not, but the console that's
Hey,
the
we're
most
falling
on.
behind. Let me get through this.
No.
Number 2, Minecraft. Everybody loves Minecraft.
But on 360 though, it was
Yes.
first released on a
Dude,
console on that already.
think
Though.
about how many 360s are in households.
Yeah.
Like my confusion is
So
like
many.
it released over a year and a half
But
before
you
any
can get
other
a
console.
360.
You
for
still
like-
have all these little kids getting into it. I was just hanging out with my cousins, little kids, like 5 years old, 6 years old.
Mhm.
They're obsessed.
Yeah,
They're wearing Minecraft T-shirts. They're just getting into it, like right now.
and
Like it's
for
still
like
taking
little
off.
kids who are just getting into gaming, like parents are probably like, oh, I can get this 360 for like $90.
True.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Then if it breaks, it's not as big of a deal as a $400 console and stuff.
What's after that, Dean?
Number 3, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which
Nice.
I wasn't expecting to be that high on the list. I
Good
would
for
like
Gears.
to check that out eventually, maybe when it gets cheaper. Number 4, we have Grand Theft Auto across all platforms. Not really too surprising. Number 5, Lego Jurassic World still hanging on there on all platforms.
Huh.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
Rare Replay, number 6 on Xbox One.
By the way,
Nice.
just got a $20 price drop.
Did it
Oh,
really
really?
already?
Yeah.
30
Or, not $20
for
price shop.
$20?
$10 price shop. $20.
Still pretty good, dude.
That's great though.
$30 was already good, and that's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Then we have Until Dawn there, number
Nice.
7, pretty good.
No advertising, by the way, on that game.
None.
None.
None. That awesome commercial. We're pretty
So
much
what
one of
is-
the only people that showed it.
Call of Duty Black Ops Combo Pack is at number 8.
Yeah.
What is that?
That's the old combo pack.
1
they
and 2.
released for 1 and 2.
And it's at
Like
number
2
8
years
right
ago.
now.
Yeah. Came back.
Because the Black Ops 3 got
Right.
everybody psyched for it. They want to check
Yeah.
out the story.
Batman Arkham Knight still sticking around there. Number 9, no surprise here. Number 10, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare on all platforms. PS4 was number 1 in software sales for the month. Splatoon has crossed 600,000 digital and physical sales.
So happy about
Good
that.
Very good for that studio.
They deserve it.
We've got
Yeah.
a funny little Splatoon story coming later on. Actually.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Interesting.
And there have been 7 million amiibo sold.
wow.
It's just a small market, but they buy all of them, dude.
I wanted to get the Mario 8-bit.
yeah,
I
that
couldn't
look
find
really
that
cool.
in anywhere. I didn't think people were actually going to go that crazy for it, but I just happened to be at a few different stores. I didn't see it in one of them.
One last little tidbit. According to today's release from the MPD Group Market Research, Nintendo reported that it sold 7 million of its Amiibo Toys to Life figures. The Japanese publisher also reported a 30% increase in sales for its 3DS handheld line for the 8 months of the year, and that it sold 600,000 copies of the surprise hit shooter Splatoon in the US alone.
It's awesome.
Yeah, really good.
That's awesome. I wanted all of them.
Yeah.
Splatoon deserves it. It's
From what I hear, it's a great game, dude.
Is that
I haven't
the
played it, though.
first new
That's the first new IP, really.
from Nintendo in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
The first
I'm very happy.
third-person shooter IP they've
I
ever
think
done.
it shows that they can branch outside of their norm.
Yeah.
And they need to. They need to. Learn
I heard
that
it's good. I just don't have time to get into that, but I heard it was really good.
Okay, guys, we're going to go to a quick 60-second commercial break. We'll be right back. Hold on tight. Woo, woo. All right. Hold on one sec here.
I'm so upset. My heart is racing, and I cannot sit there myself because I want to go over there and...
Why don't you come sit with us?
I literally want to get
Yes.
Yeah.
in the car and go over there.
Yeah, buddy.
And punch him. No, I want you to do it.
Can I do it?
And she's texting me now. She went so far as to tell me in the book. She's like, what are you talking about? She's texting me, what are you talking about?
The worst. The only words are the worst. That's it. There's no more than that.
I'm not very good at calming myself down. I can't just sit there and wait.
You weren't told not to tell. He was.
Yeah. No. Right. Right. Exactly. No, I know what you meant. Like when you were saying it before, and the wording is what was funny to me.
Everybody says hi, Kristen.
Yeah.
Kristen's here.
I'll play.
Yeah. Stay down here as long as you want.
Did you get up at 5:30?
Yeah.
I know that life.
He just upsets me like no other. My heart is just racing.
I get that. Some of those people, as people know how to push your buttons just the right order. My sister does that shit to me all the time.
Now she'll do it remotely.
No, I haven't even spoken. I don't know where the hell she is in the country right now, dude.
Really?
Yeah, they're still driving. They took it they mapped out like a road trip out of it.
Well, like I said, they'll do it remotely. I didn't say they'll do it from California.
She stopped at all kinds of places. I don't know where they are right now.
Let's get back here.
Good.
Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 90. We're 10 away from episode 100. This is a gaming dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we're doing at any point, you can easily follow us. Hit that heart button live from PlayStation in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, like these people did. Thank you to Doc Roxo, Drock2586, I Fell Off My Chair, Hollywood Cole, Original Deluxe, Puzzfilled Scab, and many more. Keep those follows coming. We just need, I think that's behind. We probably only need a few more follows to hit our follow goal. We'll give out 300 XP to the chat room. We have a quick little announcement here. Last month, we started our T-shirt of the month, right? Then every second Sunday, we're going to be revealing a new T-shirt that is only available for 1 week and 1 week alone. And this week, the T-shirt came designed by Deaneth over here.
Yeah,
Sir Dino. So let's we'll put it up on the screen for you guys so you can see it. And Dean, maybe you could give a little blurb about what this T-shirt is all about. What's the essence of this T-shirt?
Well, first of all, I felt real guilty about turning in this morning, so if you notice, I sent it to you at 3 o'clock in the morning last night, because I was like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to work on this.
You're fine, it's all good.
So I got it. This shirt represents the worst 3 months of my life. Greg Verga, who some of you might know, some of you newer people might not, he's a member of our show. We got to talking about trophies and who would do better. Long story short, it can be a new season for us here, and we went to war on a higher trophy score, and this is actually a frame from our original promo for that. And it got out of hand. You can watch the finale on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, don't do that.
Where
What?
Don't watch the finale,
there
please.
Are people,
oh god, it's amazing.
There are songs and dances. There are people dressed up as women. There's people drinking lemon juice. It's got out of control.
Can we say that Greg's silhouette looks like a Muppet?
It does.
Greg looks like a Muppet.
It looks like a freaking Muppet.
Yeah, he looks like a Muppet. He's a Muppet man.
So once again, guys, we were just saying, this is only going to be available till next Sunday's show. At the end of next Sunday's show, we will take it down forever into the Level Up vaults. So if you want to get this, if you like the Trophy Wars Season 1 and you want to have a memory of that, go to thelevelupshow.spreadshirt.com. The t-shirts are live right now. It might take a moment for them to pop up, but they did get activated a moment ago. So there you go. If you want to take part in that. We had about 3 or 4 t-shirt purchases last month for 60 Fix, which was awesome. Thank you to those people who did that.
That was a
Yeah.
good shirt.
Yeah, that was a
Nice
good
shirt. I liked it.
All right, moving on. We're not going to do a Skype call for that segment just because we're falling a little behind. We're going to get into our newest segment, one that's been doing pretty well for us so far. We're stretching a little thin, but I think we've got a good one this week.
This one's good.
It is good. It's
Yeah,
called
I'm
Plot
excited
Hole.
about this one.
Wait for it. Assholes. And we're going to be your assholes for tonight. And if you don't know what this segment is about, we take a question or a concern, a plot hole within movies, games, doesn't matter, and we dissect it. We overanalyze it. We pretty much try to answer it to the best of our ability when it really doesn't need to be. Yep. That's why we're assholes.
Yeah.
I still love that it says I make this show.
I make this show. So let's get into, last week we did Superman. Why don't we talk about Batman this week?
Absolutely. Why not?
Let's talk about The Dark Knight Rises specifically.
Let's do talk about that.
Kind of the only
you
one.
kind of fucked up in this movie a few times.
Yeah,
too.
a little bit. You think? Yeah.
It definitely has its holes. It has its issues. I think it's probably my least favorite in the series. I still liked it, but my least favorite in the Dark Knight trilogy. What was the original question that kind of popped into your head on this theme?
How does John Blake, which is the police officer played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, ever survive as Batman? At the end of the movie, we're led to believe he's taking over as Batman. Batman's gone, he's retired, he's away drinking Bernie Brankers with Alfred. Now this kid's supposed to take over as Batman. We see him go into the cave. He's got like a flashlight and a backpack, and he's like, "Well, I did it. I'm
Batman.
gonna be Batman now." Like how?
Epic conclusion, but
Right.
requires a little bit more, I think.
This music, however,
God,
gets
the
me
whole,
so
all
jacked
the
up, dude.
entire.
It's so good.
Hans Zimmer is awesome. Let me just put that out there.
Okay, so first
But-
off, he's not actually John Blake. He's Robin.
I like that first name.
Yeah, I don't like
God,
that name. I'm
Can I tell you
Robin.
how annoyed I was about that?
It was definitely dumb.
Like they should have said it was perfect. He was going by John Blake. They should have just said that his name was Richard Blake,
Yeah.
and then he could have been Dick.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get it? That was like a little.
That's not the point of this discussion.
Anyway.
though. Let's get into how could maybe he make it as Batman, because he has
He
not a
couldn't.
lot of training. He's a police officer. Let's get down to it. He never got
They're
training from
trained
Batman.
really well.
Pretty much Batman was like, I'm going to give you a few pointers throughout the next 2 hours, and then you're good. But no. He's got Alfred, right? He does have Alfred.
No, Alfred's drinking tea with
You're
him.
right. He doesn't have
Out of the
Alfred.
way, drinking his Bernie Branker. Also, what I mentioned earlier when I brought up this topic is why doesn't Bruce ever apologize to Alfred for letting him go months thinking he was dead?
Let's wait on that part of
Well,
this discussion.
That's a little bit easier to figure out. This one is tougher though, because John Blake. I love Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
And I think actually he did very well in his role in this.
Yeah, I don't have a
As
problem with
for-
his role.
For a brand
No,
new character,
he
I
was
like
good
it.
as a cop.
But the problem, I mean, the biggest issue that you have is like everybody's like, well, Batman. Why is Bruce Wayne so different? Because he had freaking months of training.
Yeah.
He had
trained with
he had-
Ra's al Ghul.
He's
Right.
a part of the League of Shadows.
Right.
Right.
John Blake is not.
No.
John Blake,
John Blake isn't a part of a league.
In this film,
He might not
Batman
even
told
be a part of
him
fantasy football
to
league.
wear a mask, and that's it.
I guess that's the question, right? Is what makes Batman Batman? Is it his training or is it his technology? Because he does probably have access to Lucius Fox.
Yes.
Right?
Maybe Lucius Fox has probably hit the bricks after the nuclear
Right.
scare out of the shit
I
scare.
don't think so.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
You know,
I'm going
I
to
feel
Seattle.
like Bruce Wayne, he tied some stuff up at the end, and at the end of The Dark Knight Rises, you did get that like kind of revelation moment where Lucius is like, he's still alive. So maybe he sends him an email, a little email out of nowhere.
Like,
it's like,
oh,
hey,
hey.
Lucius, what's up? I'm still alive. You knew that already.
You heard you're the new
But
guy. I
You
got your
might
pass
have
code.
realized that there's this guy kind of lurking around my cave. Give him his bat tank, give him his bat wing.
This
Yeah.
is how they do like the
Well, to
crossover
answer your
to Iron
question,
Man.
training. Because you put Batman in any situation without any of his gear, there's a good chance he's going to get out of there because of his training.
Yeah, pretty much. That'd be like taking Kick-Ass or something.
John Blake is
Just
gonna
like this
go
little
out
kid
there-
out of nowhere.
Right.
Throw him in a bat suit and it's like, hey, here's
Yeah,
Joker,
I'll tell you
here's
right now.
Penguin, here's Two-Face, here's Clayface, here's Mad
Right,
Hatter.
yeah.
Good luck.
He literally collapsed at his knees and had his hands behind his head at gunpoint in front of 4 men. with
Yeah.
guns. That
He
was
was-
going to be it. If
yeah, that
Batman
was
didn't
it.
show up.
Right.
You're right.
I
This
forgot
kid is
about that.
dead on arrival. There's
No,
no
he's done.
shot that he's surviving as Batman.
I think you're. Yeah, I feel like we
The
need a
issue with
sequel.
this, I mean, that's I'll put it this way: there is no arguing on
A sequel
how we
titled
can figure
"The
this out.
Death of Batman."
This is that's
I
pretty.
mean,
much
is there
it.
any other scenario? Like, is there any?
Oh,
other
that's
person
how
that could help him?
how Robin dies in this universe.
Gets
The
shot in
Joker doesn't even
face
need to
and
do
he can't
shit.
fight.
He just goes out and a typical thug just shoots him in the face.
And then that brings me to the question, like, okay, so maybe he was given, maybe the backpack has like passcodes and like this is what this is
Yeah.
how you unlock this, but like he still has no idea how to use any of this stuff because it was all designed by Bruce Wayne.
Oh, but wait. Maybe he like goes into Batcave
no,
one
there's an
day.
instruction manual. on
His
the
first
desk.
day with the Batcave, right? He's got his coordinates. He gets there. He finds like a key. He turns something on like the main console. Suddenly, Skype opens up. It's Bruce Wayne. Yo, what's up, John? I got Skype over here in France.
Imagine being in the Batcave. Out of everything else around you that you're supposed to be in awe about, you hit a button, and you just hear boop, boop, boop,
Right.
and it's just literally the face of Bruce Wayne.
And you
just
just see like
lit up.
Bruce Wayne like in like a big studio, and he's like punch, kick, blah blah blah, like
the image
training.
of Bruce Wayne isn't even just Bruce Wayne in like professional like suit and tux. It's just him lounging back on a chair with a drink, like.
It's one
Like a
way. It's one
selfie.
way.
I think we need a
Maybe he has
montage. Is basically what we need in this scenario.
Maybe he has a Matrix style bed, given all of his advanced technology.
He just plugs
And he just
himself
loads
in.
the Batman program. up
Load him into the
inside.
Matrix.
Yeah.
I feel like we can merge universes.
There's so many
Resolution there.
issues with this whole movie.
I agree about the whole Alfred thing. That's kind of
I mean,
shitty.
one of the
It's
things
messed
that
up.
someone brought up is
He nods. He's like, "Oh, by the by, I'm alive."
By the way,
well, I mean, not even that. I mean, that's actually easy to solve because earlier in the movie they foreshadow it. He's like, I always wished that I would have seen you across the way.
yeah, but
everything
like
like that.
really,
And,
Alfred
I mean-
was sobbing, crying, apologizing to his dead parents. at
yeah,
fake
I failed
funeral.
you. I failed you, and I was like so
You
sad.
need to apologize after that shit, dude.
I get it, but at the same time, I feel like at that point, Alfred's just like, it's almost like battered wife syndrome. It's
Yeah.
like you just know to expect it at this point to where it's okay.
Yeah, I could
It's
see
like
that. I
you
could
know
see
what I
it,
mean.
the
It's
merit
like
in that,
you've
yeah.
died how many times on me? All right, it's all right. I get it. Like it's good. All you have to do is nod. A nice family. You know, and that's kind of
Yeah.
just it. My issue is how does getting punched in the back solve his broken spine?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
I think
How
it's an
is-
unanswerable one, but
I guess the theory is he needs to put the vertebrae back
I mean,
in.
if I remember right, in the comics, when he had his spine broken, he had surgeries, he had
Yeah.
a ton of medical treatment, and all he had to do in this one was just like go to some place in the Middle East and get punched again.
yeah.
Like that's all it was.
Yeah, but there's
and
a
then
little
3
bit
months
more to
later,
it.
he
I
was able to
mean-
climb.
I feel like that's the better question here, and one that actually requires maybe some speculation, is he escapes from this prison in an epic moment, and then what? He's in Afghanistan,
Do they say
wherever he
where
is.
the prison is?
I don't even know where he is. It doesn't matter. But he doesn't have a passport. He
I didn't
doesn't
want
have
to say
shit.
Afghanistan because I wanted him to say
Suddenly,
it.
next scene,
There
he's
was a
back in
horse trading
Gotham.
network, here's the other thing. How stupid of an idea is that to have a prison and say, you just killed 30,000 people. You can climb out of this, you're good to go. Like, that is like, I get that you made it supposed
Yeah,
to be
right.
undoable, but
yeah.
obviously a 12-year-old kid could do it, so it's
Yeah.
not undoable at all. It's just, you have to have courage, which none of
There's
these guys
just so
really
many-
have.
there's
What's
But
your theory, though, and how
apparently-
does he get back to Gotham?
When he escapes the prison?
Yeah.
Without
He doesn't have a
anybody knowing.
passport. He doesn't have anything.
Right.
Maybe the Batwing.
No, Batwing's still
On
in
autopilot?
Gotham. It was still, remember, it was under the shade.
Yeah, but he is
Someone had to
autopilot. Remember? He put the autopilot
Okay,
in.
so who's covering it back up? Remember, it was still covered.
Wait,
When he
which
goes
part?
to use it later on, the Batwing was still covered.
Maybe Morgan Freeman, because he does say, "Remember where you parked it?" As if
How does he call it, though?
remote signal.
He doesn't have anything on him.
He's Batman. Maybe he does.
He's got his utility
I
belt all
have
the
the power.
Maybe he finds the computer, he reroutes it, he links into the Batwing's computer, and it comes gets him.
Oh my god.
It's not past him, dude. He's smart. He's a smart man.
So I think what we can say then is technology does make Batman.
It makes a difference, but I think at the end of the day, Batman makes Batman. I think the technology helps, but without it, I think he's still worth his
No,
salt.
Batman is. I mean, Bruce Wayne himself is deserving of a hero title, regardless if he became Batman.
Yeah, I agree.
That he would have found a way to do good for the city and become a hero, if not a superhero.
So in summation, John Blake dead on arrival.
absolutely.
Dead in a month.
He's done.
He's
yeah,
gone.
no doubt.
He's not making it
Uh,
anywhere.
no
Bruce
doubt.
Wayne is a dickhead.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
he needs to
doesn't care
apologize.
about
No
his
doubt
family.
about that.
He's a mental abuser.
And finally, Batman, 90% training, 10% technology.
I can't in good conscience say that,
I would say 25 to 30.
even if I agree with you.
Okay.
just because I love them so much.
All right, that's going to be Plot Hole
Oh my
Assholes
God.
for this week. Thanks for watching. All right. YouTube archived.
That was really good with the music ending right there.
Yeah.
You playing that?
Perfect.
No, just kind of worked
No,
out.
that
Oh,
was just
damn.
good timing.
I
Can I tell
make
you
this
how
show.
many times I've listened to that soundtrack?
It's a good soundtrack.
I couldn't, actually, now that I think of it.
All right, next up, let's get back into the level updates. We are so far behind this evening. All right, next story. Let's see what we got here. Thank you for a follow, first of all, from Horness. And let's go to Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Because one of my favorite video game composers, Austin Wintory, is working on the score
Nice.
for Journey. I've got it in the background here. You guys can listen to a little bit of Journey.
First I looked at it and I was like, you have the wrong video.
No, this is it.
You forgot.
Because really, that's the whole point of this.
Right.
You need to hear the music from Journey because it is wonderful. And this guy has been kind of making strides. He was nominated for a Grammy for his work on Journey. And here's what he had to say. Well, first off, Austin Wintory, the composer of the critically acclaimed Journey and the Banner Saga, is writing the score for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. The Grammy-nominated writer says he was, quote, immediately excited by the prospect of penning the soundtrack and has written over 3 hours of music for the open-world game. Wintory calls himself a, quote, longtime player of the franchise and says his composition will contain a running theme titled Bloodlines that explores the relationship between the central characters and twins, Jacob and Evie. And finally, in an interview on the UB blog, Wintory also talks about the industry as a whole, saying, quote, culturally, we're seeing a lot of growth, and therefore also the attendant growth pains. The industry is struggling with an identity right now and inclusiveness, But I am hopeful that our tent is widening and our creativity deepening, and I'm happy to say that I don't believe that hope is based on purely wistful thinking either. I see inspiring people working in every corner, from Ubisoft to the smallest indies.
Bloodlines, I'd like to point out, was an Assassin's Creed PSP title, so that's a cool little nod.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
Forgot about that one.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm really optimistic about Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Very.
The IGN preview, they said it brings fun back to the series.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm so excited. I'm glad
I don't
single
know if
player.
I want to trust it again. I feel like I've been hurt too many times.
Yeah, I understand that.
I
can
feel like
understand that.
Ubisoft is Bruce Wayne and I'm Alfred, and I don't know if I want to trust it again.
I can't blame someone for feeling some kind of way about Assassin's Creed at this point, but they're saying a lot of the right things. They're saying, like Andrew said, they're bringing the fun back. This guy doing the scores, we just got a sample of that. It sounds like it's gonna be great. And then like they're saying it feels a lot like the I can't think of his name, the director, but Sherlock Holmes type of feel of the game, and like sounds like it's gonna be awesome, man. I'm very excited.
I think it's
about
gonna be great, and I mean bringing this guy on to compose the music. Not that Assassin's Creed needed, I thought too much as far as the music department goes, but I can't see this being anything but positive.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's great. I love it.
Good, Mike, you're up.
Yeah, absolutely. Microsoft has detailed the new Xbox One experience launch. Me and Dean were just talking about this before we started the show. IGN's Alex Osborne wrote, Microsoft's new Xbox One experience will be launching this November for the general public and over the next couple weeks for the preview members. The update provides a massive system overhaul, revamping the dashboard, adding backwards compatibility for 360 games, and much more. Additionally, the new Xbox One experience will be powered by Windows 10, enabling players to access popular gaming features up to 50% faster. So I guess the new OS is going to be quicker. It's going to allow for a lot more backwards computing and everything like that.
It looks really, really good.
But from everything I'm reading, and and this kind of goes into a little bit more, it's going to be not just cosmetic. What you see on the outside, it looks like it's going to be a little bit deeper. I mean, obviously we knew with the backwards compatibility, but more so, from what I understand, they're making sure that the OS itself takes less power. And less, system resources away from the unit itself. So that's actually really, really good, because that was the other problem I have with certain things, that certain things loaded way too long.
Yeah, I can understand that. It does seem like this might be a Kinect killer, though, for sure. Because it
could be. I mean, but at the same time, it's not. I wouldn't say it's a Kinect killer. It just would make it for people like me when I have the system without the Kinect.
Very simple to navigate without the Kinect.
But you got think about how many. I mean, when was the last time you went into a store and saw even one box with a Kinect in it?
Yeah,
and it's been like that for months. I've been looking.
That's true.
I've been not, obviously when I had my system for a while, I stopped looking, but I see it all the time. You barely ever see.
I liked my Kinect for what it is. I like being able to turn my system on and off with my voice. I like being able to watch different channels. Just tell it to go to this channel, and it's cool.
What we were talking about earlier was the issues with friends and everything like that. So other changes include a new, more social-friendly community section, as well as an optimized online store and revamped One Guide that provides a more intuitive and user-friendly experience like we were just talking about. You can head over to Xbox Wire for a more comprehensive overview of all the features. I would definitely encourage that just because it looks really, really good. Ahead of its widespread November release, Microsoft will be rolling out an early build of the update to preview members over the next couple weeks, and those who historically provide the most feedback will be given access first. So that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
The preview program for Microsoft has always done really, really well for them. So if you have it, make sure that you sign up, you pay attention to your stuff and get in on that.
Yeah, they're making moves, man. Xbox is making moves.
It's good.
No doubt about it.
It's a great system. There's just certain things that held it back, and I think this is, another thing that steps in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree.
Go ahead.
I've been showing it a little more love. Mine a little more love lately.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. You've been saying that you've been on it more.
So
This is
Pikmin
awesome.
4, this is really cool.
I love this game.
Pikmin 4 is currently in development for the Wii U. IGN's Luke Carmali writes, Pikmin 4 has been officially announced by Nintendo's Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yay!
Speaking to Eurogamer back in July, the gaming legend confirmed a fourth major installment in the series is actually very close to completion. Pikmin teams are always working on the next one, was the quote there. And Nintendo has since confirmed to the site the game's existence, though there's no news on a potential release date or platform, which is a weird thing to say because it's obviously going to be on Nintendo. Given the fact it's so close to being done, however, it seems likely the Wii U is... Oh, I see. Either last gen or the next... Their version of the next gen. Wii U is where we should expect to crop up rather than the console codenamed NX.
This is not... What is going on here?
No, it was the... backing from the last story, probably. Or no, this is Super Meat Boy. It's way ahead.
Yeah. Backing up, guys. No, that's good. Pikmin was one of my favorite games I ever played. Just because it's so goofy and quirky.
I've never played Pikmin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good. I don't know if it's going to be really your game. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, from what I saw,
I feel like it wouldn't be. I think it would be one of those things where you might enjoy it if you were told to play it. And you had to play it for something, but I don't think it would be something that you would go out of your way to play.
Yeah, I agree.
But I liked it. I thought it was really cool. It was quirky. It was very good as far as puzzle making and problem solving and everything like that. I loved it. So I'm glad about this. The one thing that surprises me, though, is that they're saying we expect it on the Wii U. That's very surprising with all their push towards everything going towards the NX, whatever that is. So I'm actually even hoping that it's actually cross-gen. I would be much happier with it being cross-gen than just on the Wii U. As much as people want more things for the Wii U, I think that
is surprising. But you know what? I guess it depends on how close it actually is to being done, because maybe they're like getting ready to release it, and who knows when the NX is actually going to come out. So I guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. Sorry. Guys, with that, we are at our next caller segment. So if you want to, please call us at the Level Up Show on Skype. Add us, call us, and talk about anything. If you want to talk about Pikmin or the new Xbox One dashboard, Assassin's Creed, Batman, if you want to argue with us about what we're wrong about, I don't give two shits. You can go ahead and do that, and we'll talk to you. So while we are waiting for that, we can improv.
Who would ever want a Final Fantasy VII remake? What a bad game. Oh, Rick is trolling hard.
Troll. Hey, Drew.
Hello, I'm back.
We're at the caller segment.
Okay, cool.
We have no calls yet.
We're getting a call right now from Bad Guy.
Oh, we're getting a call right now, Dean.
That's cool.
Hey, man, how you doing? Welcome back.
What's going on, guys? How you doing? Level up.
Level up, sir.
Level up to you. What do you want to talk about tonight?
So, wanted to talk about, I think the best topic you guys talked about today was Pokemon.
Yes. Pokemon Go. It looks... I want it so bad. And I don't at the same time.
You know, we all were fans of Pokemon. A lot of people tend to disagree, but I think that's amazing that they're interacting now with mobiles. I mean, I'm not a big mobile fan. I wouldn't want to play Mario on a mobile. I think I would rather play it on a console.
Sure.
But the whole idea of interacting where it's like a 3D hologram right in front of you, like you're actually wearing these shades and like you can see a whole bunch of Pokemons around, and it'll let you know which person has like a Pokeball or, you know, a Pokemon that wants to challenge you. Like you can actually battle somebody on the train. I think that would be a great idea.
I think it's gonna kill for them. They're gonna do really well with this.
Like I said, the first thing I thought of as soon as I read this was Google Glass. That was my first initial thought for something like this, or some sort of similar peripheral.
Yeah,
You know,
not
the
a lot
band
of
is
people
cool.
have Google Glass, but for the people that do, it'd be really cool if they did.
Right. Well,
support this.
it was very hard. I mean, it was expensive, and I mean now
Yeah.
it's back to research and everything. But I feel like that's the eventual where we're going with stuff. You know, even I mean maybe not for this game, maybe the eventual evolution. I feel like this game is way ahead of its time. Because of not having the ability to have stuff like that, but even the idea of being able to use your phone for it.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things that I loved doing in like, you know, elementary school and even middle school was connecting your Game Boy to somebody else and
Yep.
battling them. And this is a much simpler way to do it. Especially if I don't know about all the details if they have online connectivity, if you can, you know, me and you can battle. You know, if you have your phone, if I can just challenge you to battle randomly while you're at work. You know,
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be awesome.
I'm not sure how it works. If it's like through Bluetooth or what. You know, I'm not sure exactly
No.
how it's going to work. But it's an exciting idea. I do agree.
I just feel like, you know, the more technology we get, the more isolated we become. I guess.
Oh, absolutely.
Trying to, you know, like you can just interact with anyone in the street. That would be awesome. You know,
Well,
not in a creep way, but hey, you want to, you know.
Right, and as much as Nintendo is pissing myself and a lot of us off with the choices that they're making or not making, especially as far as social connectivity in the house, they are doing a lot to make sure you are more interactive with your environments.
Exactly.
They even, you know, I mean, they started the Wii Fit was really to get people up and moving more, and
Yeah.
the Wii in general. But even as far as, you know, they had that exercise tool that with the pedometer. Your 3DS has a pedometer type thing in it that tracks your. They really want you to move about and interact with those around you, but they're kind of restricting in the ways that you do it. But this is also a move in a good direction. So I always respect them as far as what they want you to do outside of your house. And I feel like this was an eventual thing. I'm
Do
glad.
we
we're
have
here
any
now.
pricing on what that like bracelet thing is going to cost?
I heard it was like $100.
$100,
No
really?
way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, and here's the.
it's worth it. I mean, I just.
I
feel
don't know
like-
about that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Nintendo has always been on top of the game, as no matter what, they're always thinking outside the box, and I think that's why they're still on top between us. Like, I feel like they're getting invented with a lot of things, and they're using the technology. So I mean, that's something really good because then from there on, you know, you can create a lot of things after that. But,
Thinking
you know,
outside of the
like I
box,
said,
yes.
I
On
think
the-
it's a
on top
great
of the game,
idea.
no.
Also, I wanted to talk about Dark Knight Rises. I know that we already finished that topic, but I actually thought it was great how they actually just ended that because, to be honest with you, that could have been an opening for Batman Beyond if they ever wanted to open up
Sure, yeah.
a new, you know.
I mean, I'll tell you right now. I actually agree to disagree on this one because I'll tell you right now. I will argue you down to you will not.
It couldn't have
speak
been Batman
anymore.
Beyond because obviously
Right.
Batman Beyond
There's a
was all
lot
about
that I could argue
an
against
old
that.
Bruce Wayne, but I get what
Right.
you're saying. This idea of like a young Batman learning the ropes and all that kind of stuff. I understand what he's saying there, and I do like the ending of Dark Knight Rises because you're not really supposed to think into it. It's just
No,
this
and
ambiguous
they don't want
ending
it
of
to
like,
end.
oh, where does it go here? Like we have a new
They wanted
Batman.
to end the way every Batman movie ended. I was actually surprised at the ending. I was like, oh my god, this is great because it just leaves it open for whoever wants to continue and on forward. But like I
Right.
said, also Wonder Woman going back in time, I think it would be good, but I think it would just confuse a lot of people. Like you guys said that Captain America, you know, they started from where he came, and then from there he just kept on going through the future. And I think they should just do that, but I guess they just want to get into more insight of the character. Because to be honest with you, there's not a lot of women superhero movies right now, so I feel like they do need to take time with Wonder Woman. I feel like they really need to like bring out more characters. You know, like I don't know. I just feel like.
Oh, I
they
mean, I
need to
hope it works for them. I mean, we definitely want it to succeed. It's just it concerns us a little bit the route that they're going, just because I feel like it's going to be this disconnection.
I have no concern.
You have no concern. Okay, I
None.
feel like it might have this disconnect
Yeah.
with the rest of the universe. But I mean, they have this in mind. They do want to create this DC universe, so they must be thinking ahead. And I hope that they find a way to make it all work because we do need a great female superhero. And Wonder Woman's in general it's a really cool superhero. So I think they could do her justice.
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. All right, man.
All right, thank you guys. Level up.
Level up.
Level up.
All right, final level update segment here. Let's get into it.
I had to rewind it.
Did you?
Yeah.
All right. So we're on Super Meat Boy, right? Yeah. Super Meat Boy might be October's PlayStation Plus title. This is
That would be pretty cool because I've wanted to play it, but I never wanted to buy it.
same here. I've always wanted to play as I hear it's
I want
insanely
to-
difficult.
Break my controller in half.
That's what I hear.
That's what I
Um,
want.
So this is the weird little teaser they have for it. But basically,
perfect,
here's what's going on. Super Meat Boy was added to the official PlayStation website with a release date of 10/06/15 next month, the first Tuesday of October. That's typically when they do their PlayStation Plus stuff. Super Meat Boy makes sense.
I'll tell you right now. So, and he actually said, remember when he went on stage?
Yeah.
Or did you actually watch that part at E3 when he went on when he was talking about Super Meat Boy?
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
You do, or are you saying you do?
I do remember it vaguely.
Regardless, he wanted to he said he wanted to apologize for taking so long to get to Sony and this and that. And I feel like this would actually be in working with that. It would actually mesh with that very well as a good apology. It would go as a PS Plus title. You figure the guy's already made his money tenfold.
Oh yeah, they've done well.
The guy, I mean, it was pretty much him.
Mm-hmm.
I remember
the two
seeing
guys,
an Indiana movie,
yeah,
and it was pretty much them. That's it, and they've already made more than they ever planned to off of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's not, at this point that would be a smart business move. It would get them a lot of good.
At the same time, like I feel like it's weird that they haven't really done anything since, and they had this one concept that they showed off, and then they just kind of put that to the back burner, and then it became Super Meat Boy, the Endless Runner, that still hasn't come out. Remember, they talked about that. So I feel like I hope these guys aren't a one-hit wonder. Is all I'm thinking. I hope they do come out with something again pretty soon.
Yeah.
But moving on, go ahead, Mike. You're up.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, it's an interesting story.
But Splatoon ripoff added to Disney Infinity Creativity Box. I don't like the way that's written. But Nintendo Everything.com writes, Disney Interactive has added a new toy box game to Disney Infinity 3.0, known as Squid Wars. Surprisingly, this one takes quite a bit of inspiration, to say the least, from Nintendo's shooter Splatoon. Squid Wars rounds are 2 minutes long. At the end of one match, the winner is chosen by a team that paints the most scenery. Did you tell the excitement that I had in reading that? Listen, ease the fuck up. It's a creativity tool. It is a creativity, maker. You make whatever you want.
This isn't user-generated content, though.
It doesn't
This
matter.
is made by the developer.
It does. To me, that
it does matter. If this was user-generated content, I think that's fine. But to make Squid Wars without giving any recognition to Splatoon, and then also to recreate, literally, this is like one of the levels from Splatoon, from what I've read, like down right to the design of it. It's a little too close. It's a little weird. What do you think, Dean? To have like the same concept of having this ink gun, to call it Squid Wars, to have the level shown off here be almost identical to one of the levels from Splatoon.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely like akin to Splatoon, but I mean,
is it a problem for you that Disney created it for them, or the Disney team?
I feel like it's not really. It's got a lot going for it that's similar, but at the end of the day, it's not really a ripoff. They're not doing the same things.
Pretty
doing.
No,
you can't go into you can't go into. Oh, it does look very lame. I agree with that. You can't go into the ink. That's the big thing they're missing here. That's what makes Splatoon
that's the big thing, though. There's a lot of big things.
If we're gonna go by this ripping off Splatoon, then Splatoon ripped off Tony Hawk.
Here's my problem. I think my biggest problem with it is that they called it Squid Wars. Almost like they're like, hey, we're gonna copy you, and then we're gonna call it Squid Wars.
I don't know. I think
call it something else. Then call it.
But here's the thing: you guys are all looking at it negatively, and you guys, I guess, are glass half empty people, because I'm looking at it as a.
There's no way to look at this positive. First of all, it looks like garbage.
It's a nod. It's a hey, you know what? You did a good thing. We're gonna do this. It's cool.
How's that positive?
How is it not positive?
They're not giving any actual recognition to...
They're not saying buy our game instead of Splatoon. That's the only way that would have been a negative thing.
They don't need to say that. They don't need to say buy our game
and say, oh, I'm going to get
There's a reason that there's outrage all over the internet over this.
Because people are negative.
Okay, that's one. First of all, you're the most negative person I've met.
So for me to take the side of you being way too negative, it's obviously an issue.
That's very hypocritical to say that. But I think it's pretty easy to put yourself in the mindset of the tons of people that think this is pretty messed up.
All right. I disagree.
I get where they're coming from, but really, like I said, I mean, then Splatoon, by that logic, you have to say Splatoon ripped off Tony Hawk, because it's the same game.
Right.
How does Splatoon rip off Tony Hawk?
There's a game in
Do
Tony
they have
Hawk
a
where you
game?
skate and you color, you paint the ramps, you color. Whoever has the most ramps colored in their color.
Which copied off of Bomberman.
Yeah, it's all like
it's all.
I
think the people have a problem with is, first of all, you're using an ink gun. Second of all, it's the same level design. Third of all, it's Squid Wars.
Yeah, I get.
That's the annoying thing. I think people are having a problem with this about. Yeah. Dean, you're up with the last story.
All right. Super Mario Bros. 3 was all just a play.
Surprise!
Kotaku writes, one of the best video game theories to emerge over the past few years is that Super Mario Bros. 3 while its hanging blocks and curtains was actually just a stage performance. Turns out, according to Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto, the theory is true.
I thought that was actually known. I'm going to say it right
No,
now.
never been known.
It was never
This was
confirmed.
only like a theory from like 2 or 3 years ago. And then
I thought that the first time I played it when I was like 8 years old. That's the entire thing. 'Cause the entire thing is a curtain raising.
No, I never thought.
So
I never even
really,
looked twice at it.
why?
Yeah, I was
That's
on the
so
Kristen
weird to
about
me.
this
Because
earlier
honestly,
too.
when I was
You were probably 6.
when this game came out, I didn't give a shit. I just wanted to play Super
Yeah, you didn't
Mario.
really look into that, but the curtain is the least of it. Go ahead, Dean. There's other things
Yeah,
as
so
well.
if you're not familiar with the theory, here's the gist. The game opens with the curtain going up and the logo having shadows in the backdrop.
Mhm.
Instead of blocks floating like in previous Mario games, everything looks like it's bolted to the background. At the end of each level, the black area you run into is Mario exiting stage right, and then platforms hang from an off-screen ceiling and mechanisms controlling movement of platforms stick through the backdrop as if someone's running them backstage. And then in a recent video celebrating Mario's 30th anniversary, Miyamoto responded to several myths and finally confirmed that Super Mario Bros. 3 never truly happened and was all a play where Mario was never in any real danger.
C is the only thing I didn't know out of this.
Which
but
one is
honestly, the last thing where he said Mario was never really in danger, but all the other stuff I knew.
Mm-hmm.
Like the stuff being, because you could see that it was not set in the same way as any
Yeah,
other
it
Mario
would
game
always
was.
look different, but I think
And
just
stuff
nobody
that
like
was
looked
wired.
into it like that. There's like, oh, this is just the design decision and the look they decided for this one.
I feel like more people knew this, but they just had the same. I'm going to guarantee you, I'm not special as
Mhm.
far as this goes.
Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of people that
shit
thought
ton of
it.
people that
Mhm.
just assumed that it was common knowledge
Yeah.
and never brought it up.
Maybe, but I mean, it was like a pretty popular theory over the last couple of years. Like, you know, something that kind of spread like,
But
oh my
again,
god, I never
knew
thought of that.
But that's what I'm saying. When I saw
Yeah.
it, I'm like, yes, you're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people didn't though.
Right, but that's what I was saying.
I think a lot to do with
But,
it, like Dean said, you play when you're younger, and you just don't give
I
a
never
crap
thought-
when
I
you're
was
young.
hoping that you were gonna put the Krampus trailer.
Krampus?
Have you not seen it?
Oh,
yet?
is that the other horror one?
the movie about?
Yeah,
like,
I saw that, but this
Closet
one I thought
Krampus?
looked better.
Really?
The Hollow. Yeah, so I wanted to. I like playing horror movie trailers during the show. I think it's fun to do that. So let's move on to our trailer of the week, guys. Check this one out for a new horror movie coming out.
It was right on here.
You missing London?
Oh, God, no.
Me neither.
Adam, can you check the attic, please?
The roof's falling in.
It's an old place. Everything's okay.
Okay.
You're making people nervous.
He's in the forest again, is he? He's trespassing. It's
Alaris to
dangerous
send the
for him.
regards.
I believe the forest that you're trampling on belongs to the Hollow. Hollow. Fairies, banshees, baby stealers.
So you a believer?
Mr. Hitchens, this isn't London. Things here go bumping at night.
Just baby dreams. Say it. Block the door.
Adam?
Wait!
Quick, Adam, there's something back there!
If you trespass upon them, they'll trespass upon you.
You should never have come here!
No shit. I feel like if Guillermo del Toro wanted to make a more horror style movie, this would've
Yeah,
been-
that's what I like about it is I feel like we don't get a lot of good like creature monster horror movies
Not anymore.
anymore. And this looks like a good one. Looks like
I
a
like
good
it a
one.
lot.
Rick said still waiting for the Carnage movie, best horror film ever. If they made a movie out of Carnage,
Like a horror
and then, like,
movie?
it was a straight horror movie.
Oh my
like
god, that would be
awesome,
amazing.
dude.
So like left field,
That's
but that would be
a
amazing.
way to go into just real quick. Who was Steven Spielberg saying all like comic book movies? Are
Yep.
good, blah, blah, blah. That's a way to keep them going, dude. Start pulling them out of their comfort zone. Make horror movies, make like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
that would be dope. I would totally go see
Like
that.
pretend like it's just like a regular society.
There's a lot of great graphic novels, comic books that go all over the place. Not even like some of them are just dead realistic. They're just you know.
Deadpool kills Marvel
For instance,
Universe.
History of Violence, for instance.
Oh my
History of
God,
Violence is a great movie. That's based off a graphic novel. You know, they could do a lot of
is
great
it really?
stuff. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a graphic novel, History of Violence. So yeah, that just shows there's a lot of graphic novels that don't have to be supernatural and fantasy and all that.
Again, I'm not. We've had this discussion before. I'm not big on horror movies.
Yeah.
Not because I get scared or anything. I just don't.
Yeah, I did think that looked good. So
that looks awesome.
The other one I played recently was The Witch. Is another one that looks really good.
I wanted. Did you see the one for the Hive?
No.
It's an independent. And Chris Hardwick, I think, produced it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ace Game, for the follow. Keep those
really
follows
want to see
coming,
that.
guys. I haven't really acknowledged them in a while. Let's see here. What we got? We got Horness, Hank Weathers, Untouchable Ninja, Ace Games, Little Ladies Kiddish, Santos Helper, Mosquito Fong, Doc Roxon. We're caught up. Thank you for all the follows, guys. Keep those coming. Hit that heart button live from PlayStation in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen if you do like what we're doing with the show. We're on every week with gaming talk shows and game
we're on time now.
streams. Yep, we're about on time. On the spot, guys. You submit your questions every week. Although this week you guys decided not to, really. I got one just today, but I had already created the video and whatnot. So, that being said,
Too late.
Dear the Level Up Show, if you were forced to get only one gaming-centric tattoo, what would it be and why? Sincerely, Andrew, I make this show Midori.
Fun little side note before I go into this.
Yeah.
Originally, I actually was going to get. This was years ago. I was going to get the Assassin's Creed symbol on both shoulder blades on my back.
Okay. Are you that into Assassin's Creed?
I was. No, I loved Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed was one of my favorite games. Assassin's Creed 2 especially was one of my favorite games I've ever played. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, still great. Loved it.
Yeah.
Then 3 came out and I wanted to punch somebody in the dick. And it really destroyed.
So that's no longer your answer then?
No. Oh, no.
Because the thing is here, you are forced. You do not have a choice in this matter. You are being forced to get a gaming-centric tattoo.
Yeah.
What do you choose?
It has to be very good because I'm like not into tattoos.
I'm more of like a small, simplistic guy. I wouldn't get like something that covers my entire back or anything like that.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
I'm too fat for that. I wanted to get that done.
Yeah.
I wanted to get like the Last Supper and have like key members of gaming throughout the history of time just have the last. Like,
is that your answer? Is that what you would do?
I don't know if I still want to do that.
I feel like it would be some. I would probably get something like that. I'm already surefire to love, like a mushroom from Mario, like somewhere, or like the Triforce. Would be,
I was about to say, I feel like the Triforce is basically the tribal art of gaming tattoos.
It's a really easy one.
It's anybody who gets like a gaming tattoo. I feel like that's the first thing people think of is like the Triforce, or recently the one from Skyward Sword. You know, that kind of has like the shield and the wings, and then the Triforce.
And now I'm thinking about it.
I would like to get Cole's tattoos from when he changes either. The
yeah.
I like the ones you get when he's good.
Good.
There you go. They look really little.
Pretty cool.
I would get Barrett's gun arm tattooed onto my arm. Nah, that's not what I would get at all. I just thought of that and I was like, wow, that would be terrible.
No, you know what I want though? I'm thinking about the best way I want to do it. But I think one way I was thinking of is Portal Blue in here with the back, and then the Portal Orange over here.
Clever.
That's clever. That's clever.
I like that. I would do something like that. I think.
I would have to go simplistic. I think
that's pretty simplistic, though.
Yeah, I mean, I would go really simplistic. I would maybe get the crystal,
Triforce.
maybe the crystal from Final Fantasy, kind of represents the whole
everybody's
series.
gonna know what that,
the Final
that
Fantasy.
means.
That's the thing; they don't need to know. I know.
Is that crystal on your arm? Yep.
I could get down with the first gen Pokemon of some kind.
Get a Pokeball.
You know what I do?
Yeah, I do a Pokeball.
I got one. I get my back of my head shaved, and I get an exclamation point tattooed
my
on the back of my head, so that nobody sees it ever. I was like, how can I get a tattoo, an exclamation point above my head? I was like, you can't. Never mind. So let's just put it on the back.
If it wasn't gaming centric, what would you do?
If it wasn't gaming centric, I've thought about this before. I think it would be kind of funny to get like it would be impossible. I don't think any tattoo artist could actually achieve this, but to like underneath my wedding ring have the one ring to rule them all scripture. That would always be covered by my wedding ring.
The nails are too thick.
It's too intricate for that.
But yeah, no, that'd be actually really cool. I know people that get the tattoos on their ring fingers, like underneath.
I'm pretty against tattoos, to be honest. I
really. So you guys are both. It sounds
on myself. I mean, if you want a tattoo, go for it.
See, I've always liked that. I had. Here's my thing. My thing is you have to keep them to where you can still be like especially for you, I know.
Yeah.
You know, myself, and I'm gonna get that's the same thing for you. Like, God forbid you're ever out somewhere or you're, you know, meeting someone of high authority for your position or anything like that, and they see it. It usually brings down their respect of you a little bit.
I just know myself, and I know
Regret.
seconds after it's done, I'm gonna be like, why? And I don't want to.
Oh, do you ever look at those like?
Never mind. I was gonna bring it up, but I'm not gonna bring it up.
What you can do?
You know what I was gonna bring up?
I don't. I really don't.
About a certain somebody you know.
No. Oh yeah.
I don't want to talk about it though.
Oh my god!
I don't want to talk about it.
Actually, it looks better. It healed and it looks a little better.
Not
yeah,
Penny's
I just
boat.
That would be good. Not Penny's boat. You
Yeah.
don't know Lost, I don't think too well, but
No,
that's a
not
thing
well.
from Lost. That would be really well.
I think that would be
good.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't. I don't. But when I was younger, I really wanted one. I actually went to school for art, and I drew up a thing in class that I wanted to get. It was like a
I know.
cityscape, and it had Spider-Man and Venom like fighting over the city. I always wanted to get that like a whole like project.
Like a
on my
sleeve.
Yeah.
There's a few people I know that have sleeves of DC done, and one guy that I think I showed you part of it when he was getting it done of Final Fantasy had his sleeve.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
This one guy Donald I worked with. You know what it reminded me of why I wanted to get the Portal one? Because a couple of years ago I saw a couple had the Portal one. The guy had the blue portal on him, and it was half of his heart. It was like half of a heart going in one way, and then the girl had the orange, and it was the other half of the heart going the other way.
Yeah, I like that.
So that was really cool.
I think I would probably go with the exclamation point. I think that's my answer.
That's a really good one.
I think I'll go bright red, and then just hope my hair would cover it up. And then if I ever wanted to, I'd shave it and be like,
I would consider an N7 tattoo from Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I like that logo. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be good.
that was a great question. Thank you, Andrew. I make the show
Thanks.
Midori.
Yeah.
That was a great one.
He's
But
not-
really though,
he's not as big of a douchebag as everybody says.
if you guys do want to submit questions for next week's show, please, starting right now, go on our Twitter at the Level Up Network, level spelled LVL, and tweet at us with any hard-hitting question you can think of. It doesn't have to even be gaming related necessarily, and just include hashtag on the spot with it so that we can filter it when it comes time to choose one for the show. All right, I think let's take one call. It is 11:57. We'll take one call.
Did you know Jen has a tattoo?
Really?
Never would have suspected it.
Where? If we can ask that.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Okay, I want to find.
I was gonna say she seems like I was gonna say it's either gonna be stars, a butterfly, or like a flower with like a word inscription on it.
Or I think it's 5 stars. They get smaller as they go. It's so funny. I look at it all the time, and I'm always like, it's so funny that you have that.
Yeah.
She's such not like that type of person who would get a tattoo, and she's like, I know it's weird, and now she's here now. I'm like, that's so bizarre.
Yeah. Teammater, welcome to the show, man.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on, man? What do you want to talk about today?
Arcadian.
About the whole Pokemon Go thing.
The Pokemon Go?
Yeah, well, the Pokemon app, whatever thing where you battle people, whatever.
Yeah, it's coming out
Thought you
next
were like-
next year actually, and you're right. It's an app for mobile phones. You can trade with your friends. You can capture Pokemon in your environment, supposedly using augmented reality. What do you think of it?
It sounds cool, but then I thought to myself, well, what about them hardcore Pokemon fans? Like,
Sure.
like,
Yeah, the hardcore Pokemon fans. I'm not even a hardcore Pokemon fan, but I've always said like we're all kind of waiting for the same thing, for them to finally do like a console-centric RPG of Pokemon. And
Or
for
at
some
the very
reason,
least, a new Pokemon Stadium.
No. Pokemon
I
Snap.
know. Listen,
I'd be
they're not
totally
going
down
to
for
do a
Pokemon
Pokemon
Snap.
RPG. They're just not going to do it.
Because they don't want
Accept
to
it,
please
Drew.
us.
Why not, though? That's what is so successful.
I don't get it.
I don't understand
With
that. Why.
online
I don't know
functionality
why.
and all that kind of stuff, they could do really cool things with an
Because-
online RPG Pokemon.
Because then I have to, when I find you, then I have to find out what your friend code is. And then
Well, that's a different story entirely.
I have to add you.
But, Teammater, to answer your question, this is kind of not for those hardcore guys. This is for the mobile crowd. This is for those people that are going to buy this for free. Buy for
Or
free.
the hardcore guys that are too fat and they need you to get out of your house.
Yeah, and then you got microtransactions out the ass. And they'll make a shit ton of money off of it. I think that's the idea here.
Premium is not free.
Yeah, but either way, I think it's a cool idea. I don't know how it's going to be executed. I don't think I'm going to be seeing Pikachu over here. But
$4.99 to see nothing but rare Pokemon for the next 10 minutes.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude,
That's
I bet you
exactly
anything.
what it's going to be. I didn't even think about that.
And they've got so many freaking Pokemon now. It's ridiculous. It'll never be more than 151 for me. There's only 151 Pokemon.
Yeah.
If you say otherwise,
You
I
know
don't like
what?
you.
I agree. You know what's funny? When I think about Pokemon, it's like one of those things where I immediately think of 151.
Yeah.
But I actually do like some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Not the newest
Yeah, some of
ones,
them are cool.
but like the second set actually had some good ones.
Like
Once you
Silver
got
and
into a
Gold.
pile of trash, and an ice cream cone and a chandelier,
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
punch
yeah.
you in the face.
Talking like silver and gold for those.
Yeah, the second wave. Those were good. Those were good.
Teammater, are you a diehard Pokemon fan?
Badoof.
No, I said in the chat earlier, Pokemon is dumb. I don't like Pokemon at all.
You don't like Pokemon at all. Is there a reason for that? Do you feel like it's childish or something?
I like this one.
Too childish. Yeah.
Whoa, hold up. There is nothing that's too childish about Pokemon.
I feel like Pokemon is a true hero's tale, basically.
100% is. It's a tale about your parents' abandonment and coping with it by cute, cuddly monsters, and in terms, you send them to go fight by building respect.
Yeah, it's basically cockfighting the game.
It's
but with Pokemon.
It's fucking awesome. Pokemon are the best.
It's basically cockfighting the game with Pokemon.
I like this guy.
What?
Ampharos.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, teammater. What was that?
Like a really hardcore fan that's like, he'd never lost a Pokemon fight and he's battling with his friend or some random guy on the street and he loses his friend and he's like, what? You beat me? Pulls out a gun and shoots him.
It sounds just like me.
Wow. Wait, this actually happened, or is this what you want the next game to be like?
I feel like that's gonna happen with
Call
the
of
new
Duty.
Oh,
Pokemon.
you feel like that's
Oh, people are that hardcore, he's saying.
Realistically, actually, he could be right, but think about it. Think about people in Japan. They're freaking nuts over there.
Maybe a little too close to home, but I mean, he's not that far off. We just had the Pokemon Championships, and somebody tried to bring guns to it and shoot it up.
Yeah.
For God's sake. So, yeah, I mean, people are crazy. You never know.
Yeah.
People get really invested in these
They
games.
want to be.
They want to catch them all. The very best that no one ever was.
No one ever was. Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Everybody's mad that he thinks that Pokemon's too childish.
That's okay.
Teammater, you might want to go into hiding, man.
You're entitled to your opinion.
No, you're okay to your opinion. I feel like kids put too much pressure on what's childish and what's not.
Yeah, especially considering Teammater, you're a kid, man.
Yeah.
I think.
Let's be realistic.
I think, and let me know if I'm way off base here, Teammater, but like you maybe think like some things you want, like maybe you feel like you're not supposed to like because it does seem kind of childish. But like, I mean, you like whatever you like, dude. Everybody like.
I'm 27 years old. I play Pokemon when I can, and I just a year ago sat my daughter down to make her watch the Power Rangers movie. Trust me, you are not too old for
This
anything.
happens to so many people. It happened to me, and I bet it happens to you, Teammater, as well. You're going to get to a certain day when you're like 18 or 20 or something like that, and you're going to play some of these games you thought were childish, and you're going to realize
I've done that
shit
so
doesn't
much.
matter.
No.
If it's a fun game, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how lighthearted it is. It doesn't matter if you don't have guns or if you don't kill people. It's all about the gameplay. It's all about if you have fun with it.
It's like Disney animated films are super childish, but we love them.
Yeah, we love them.
Toy Story 1, favorite movie of all
If
time.
I could go to Disney World every year, goddamn, I would.
Oh,
Yeah?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. I hate
yeah.
lines.
They add shit every year.
Yeah.
Bro.
We got Star Wars World coming. We got Avatar Land. Give me all that. I'm there. But Teammater, thanks for the call, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, see you later.
Another thing is, I also think it's funny how Pokemon holds the world record for most epileptic seizures from one TV show.
No, okay, so do you know about
This
what
took a
he's talking
turn.
about?
This took a turn.
He knows more than he should for not liking Pokemon. I don't know why he knows that because I'm going to bet neither of you guys know what he's
I haven't
talking
heard
about.
this before, no.
The original airing of Pokemon, the first season, when it came out, aired in Japan a couple years before it came to the U.S.
Okay, yeah.
At the time, they had an episode where one of the attacks had like flashing bright white lights.
Sure.
And it gave a shit ton of kids across the entire country seizures all at once.
There's a ton of shit that would do that then. Any movie where they're in a club with
this
strobe
is worse.
lights.
No, but this is worse. This was actually worse. Like, they actually had to pull the episode and ban it, and it was not aired. You actually had to try to... They didn't port it over to the U.S.
Okay, well, that's clearly the dark history of Pokemon.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I don't know how you know this.
I was watching a YouTube video earlier today by Matthew Santoro. You ever heard of him? And it was top 10 controversially banned TV
shows.
episodes.
Interesting. I never knew that. That's news to me. So thank you for that, Teammater.
I believe they made that a medical condition like Pokemon shock or something.
That's why we have the thing at the beginning of games now saying, please don't play this if you have
epilepsy
or whatever. Teammater, we got to move on with the show, man, but thank you so much for the call.
All right.
All right, see you later. Level up.
It's not even on. I just realized.
Really? Alrighty.
Because I went to the bathroom and then I never put it back on.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We'll turn on subscriber-only chats, and then we will go into our topic of the week. Just a quick discussion on TGS next week and what we think might happen. So hold on tight, guys. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
I love Pokemon, dude.
I love Pokemon.
Pokemon's the best.
Forever.
So that whole rant that you went on for the kid.
No, they definitely probably. It was right. I mean, it was right here. It was speaking.
No, we hit our follow goal.
Nice. Ooh.
Add some XP to the chat room.
They got a lot more organized than I anticipated it getting.
Today?
Yeah, tonight.
We did our best.
Off.
We did our best. We made it work. Bouncing back.
I think we're on time-ish.
We're pretty much on time, yeah. We have a short topic of the week this week, but there's not that much to talk about with TGS.
No, we do know something that's coming. Thank you, Igor.
Igor Hoffman. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, we should be back.
I'm not the most negative person.
No, you're not the most negative person, that's for sure.
You're up there. Who that is.
Yeah. Welcome back, Level Uppers, to the Level Up Show, episode 90. We're getting up there. This is a game and dedicated talk show on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you like what we're doing at any point, you can follow us very easily right now at twitch.tv/levelupshow, or even easier, live from PlayStation by hitting that heart button in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Your name will pop up on the TV, and we will shout you out, like Igor, who just followed us. We also had Dire Straits, D-Day 486, King Clan, The Real Mike Santos, Flying V, Quack, and I think that's about it. Thank you for all the follows, guys. Keep them coming. We're also on Twitter. We're on YouTube. We got our Patreon. And, of course, Extra Life if you want to help support Children's Miracle Network hospitals around the United States. Help those children in the hospital, providing them with gaming entertainment. So go to that link, click Support Me, donate whatever you have the means to. We're about to get into the topic of the week. Yeah. But I do think I'm going to activate our subscriber-only chat right now. Yeah, might as well, right?
There's only a few more minutes left.
There's 20 minutes or so left, right?
Yeah.
I'll give it another 5 minutes. Let's get a little bit.
I mean, we have a pretty effective chat going on right now, it looks like.
So, I'll give it 5 more minutes of just normal chat while we talk about TGS, and then I'll activate subscriber only.
We should get into a little bit, let them talk. Guys, just so you know, what we end up doing at the end of every episode now for any live stream, we seclude the last 15, 20 minutes or so to subscriber-only chat. So if you want to partake in the chat with us, subscribe. It's $5 a month, supports us. But you guys get stuff in return as well, like that. You get extra XP. I think it's every month that you subscribe, correct?
Yes, it's a monthly thing. Yeah. GTA Michael, thank you for the follow. You just jumped in. We got about 5 minutes of chat for everybody, but we do go to subscriber-only chat because we need to show some appreciation to those guys that pay every month to support us.
To the room, right?
I did. 300 XP to the entire room because you guys did hit our follow goal, and we did raise the follow goal now to 7,250. If you guys want to help us get there, keep those follows coming. Hit that heart button live from PlayStation. So we were about to say, we're getting into TGS 2015, Tokyo Game Show. PlayStation will have a big presence there. Probably not so much Microsoft, I imagine. And I'm not sure what Nintendo's going to do. But we do have some speculation, I'm sure, when it comes to PlayStation specifically. What are you guys hoping for from Japanese gaming for PlayStation?
I feel we need a decent amount more on Kingdom Hearts. Because everything's been a little bit oddly tight-lipped, especially for the release dates of the games. We thought that there was a different order to what Square Enix had in their lineup, and it was kind of a surprise a couple months. Well, it was only about a month or two ago that we found out that some of the release dates are not what we thought. We found out Final Fantasy is much further off than we anticipated, which made us think that
it's still 2016 supposedly.
But do you really think that that's the case?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Which would lead me to think that Kingdom Hearts might be actually earlier.
Final Fantasy 15, I think, is confirmed for Tokyo Game Show. Kingdom Hearts 3 is not. I think the reason it's not confirmed. Tyspin, thank you for resubbing. Really appreciate that, man. You're awesome. I was about to say, the reason I don't think Kingdom Hearts 3 might be confirmed for Tokyo Game Show is that we do have that D23 Expo for Japan. They have their own.
God, so crazy about Disney stuff over there.
And I think that's November, I think, for their
so
D23
it might be pretty
Expo.
close to you, right? Maybe we won't get that right away.
Persona, maybe.
Information. We could get Persona, which would be great.
That would be awesome for me, because we still don't have 100% confirmation that that's coming this year. We had a recent, story from a developer within there saying that it's going to be coming, but I would love for it to be at Tokyo Game Show, for them to show up some new gameplay, and 100% say Japan and North America this year, because that's probably going to be my most anticipated PlayStation exclusive this year at this point, because
Really?
we're not getting Uncharted this year at this point. Fallout is going to be awesome, but I'm talking PlayStation
True.
exclusive.
Right.
I think that's probably going to be the big one for me. Persona, if it comes out.
I
I'm so
have
excited.
literally
No idea what it
nothing
is.
to add to this topic this week.
Does that mean
No.
that you're not really into Japanese gaming?
I know. I'm just not.
Yeah,
It's
I just
cool.
don't care.
I just never
It's
got
tough to
into
get,
it.
like, even for me, I'm very selective on what I'm into. Over
Yeah.
there. Like, I skip Persona just as like I don't feel like I'd be interested in that at all.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts I'm interested in, obviously, and then, like, I don't know, nothing else I can really...
What about Dead or Alive Extreme 3?
Nope.
No,
No.
not into that one.
What
Ace
about-
Attorney 6?
they wear awesome
No.
bikinis in that, though.
Let's see what else we got. Resident Evil 0.
Not a Resident Evil
Well, here's a
fan.
question, branching off of that. When the hell are we going to get the reveal of Resident Evil 7?
Good question.
Is that possible? Do we think that they're working on it?
I mean, if they were, this would be the time, I think, to at least tease.
I honestly thought that it was going to be an E3 announcement. Like, that was one of my
Yeah.
predictions, if you guys remember.
Yeah, I remember that, and nothing. We never heard anything about
Because we did get... Did we get a logo reveal? I feel like we did get a logo reveal for Resident Evil 7, but maybe
that.
it was
I thought
fake.
I thought it was an old one. I thought it was a logo reveal, and it turned out to be something old.
And maybe it was a fake even. I don't know. But I'm surprised because Resident Evil was such a bomb, and there's been rumors of them kind of trying to reboot the franchise with the next Resident Evil. It might even just be called Resident Evil. It might not have a 7 at the end of it. And I feel like that would actually probably be smart. I feel like they need to reboot that series. That's been going too long with the same characters over and over again, and everybody's kind of bored of it.
Yeah, I don't. Well, no, but was that what it was that they were doing? It was just Resident Evil. It wasn't Resident Evil 7. It was just Resident Evil, and it was. They said it was going to be a reboot.
Yeah,
I think that's what we saw.
I wish Greg was in the chat because I'm curious what he.
I'm
would
pretty
feel
sure
about
that's what it was. I think because me and Greg had a conversation about that.
Resident Evil is done. So
I want to see either a remaster of the old or a sequel to Ni no Kuni.
Oh God, 100%, dude. 100%.
I feel shitty that I missed out on that, and I have it for free on the PS3. I just don't have a PS3 to play it on right now.
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't have to be a sequel, just like a spiritual successor. I feel like would be perfect.
Absolutely.
And there is it's funny, there is a game in here that looked like it probably would be the spiritual
Neo.
successor. It's called
Neo.
Something Kuni at the end. It actually says Kuni. Is it in here?
It's not the Snack World?
No. There's a game that actually ends in no Kuni. And I was like, oh my God, is this like the Ni no Kuni next game? And I was like, no.
I'll read it.
No Kuni is a common thing. I guess
Oh.
it means something in Japan, so I was just like, oh, damn. Because I'm with you. Ni no Kuni was my favorite Japanese RPG last generation, for sure. Even more than
you
Final Fantasy
raved about
13.
it like crazy, and I feel like I should have given it...
You
I
should.
almost got it a few times, but I just felt like it was too in-depth for what I wanted to get into back then, and now I have a little more time.
Must have typed that in wrong. All right, guys, we're going to go into subscriber-only chat. I got to make sure I type it right this time because I don't think I did. Subscribers. Is that spelled right? It's not working. Why isn't it working?
Uh-oh. What did I do wrong?
I don't know. Maybe it's not working. Dean, are you in the chat right now?
Yeah.
Could you try typing in backslash subscribers? There you go. It worked for you.
Yep.
Interesting. All right, so guys, we're in subscriber-only chat. Once again, everybody can stay. Don't feel like you need to leave, but subscribers are the only ones that will chat. If you want to subscribe, it's very easy to do. Go to twitch.tv/levelupshow. Hit the subscribe button. It is $5 a month, but it supports our show. Every dollar goes back into the show and helping to improve it and make it better. Okay, so and we also got a few more follows. Thank you to... We had GTA Michael was our last one.
No, it didn't work.
It didn't work.
It said it, but it did not work.
You're right, it didn't.
Well, there's that.
Weird.
Shit.
Good stuff.
Try one more time, just to try it out.
Sure.
Thank you to the follow from AnyFur1. Did it work?
No.
Guitar Freak is subscriber only. GFN subscriber. Plus a subscriber.
So the room is already in subscribers mode. Maybe it's just.
I think
took
it
a
worked
second.
now. It seems like it's all subscribed. Yep, I think it worked now. Seems like we're all subscribers
Maybe it just
now.
took a sec to catch
Okay,
up.
cool. Now it worked, guys. We do want to make sure we show appreciation to those guys. Thank you so much to all of our
It's not
subs.
trying to leave anybody out,
Yeah.
but it's another way to show appreciation for those that do subscribe. So
yeah. What else do we got here?
I mean, there's a lot. So here's what's interesting, and it's rated as it has a bunch of games on here, and it's all the possibility percentage wise and everything.
Yeah.
Is this your guesses or
This was on NeoGAF.
all right, which is a pretty reliable sourcing. Everybody that's on NeoGAF.
The ones that are confirmed are definitely confirmed.
Right.
The other
But
ones.
what's confusing
who
to me,
knows?
the one was that Last Guardian, they don't think it's going to be shown off.
It's not confirmed.
No, but it's at the lowest.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised.
Probably. I thought that would be a good chance.
I would say like 75% chance that's going to be there. Yeah.
They have it down at the 30%.
I feel like they've got to show that off, man. That's coming out next year. Like this is Japan's big convention. You got to show off the Last Guardian. I hope they do.
Same thing with Deep Down.
Deep Down has been missing for a while.
Right.
Now.
I feel like that's like if there's ever a time to come up out of nowhere.
That's the Japanese Assassin's Creed basically meets Dark Souls. Like I feel like that could do pretty well. I'm surprised.
So those are then for those to be very unlikely. I guess maybe people are feeling burnt by the last expecting.
Another one, Shuhei Yoshida confirmed this pretty recently. Bloodborne is getting an expansion. I hope they show off that.
Right, but that's not. They don't expect to see much out there.
Gravity Rush 2, that would be really cool. I know there's a lot of Gravity Rush fans out there. That would be a good one.
I like
so everybody's
Gravity
just
Rush.
hoping that they're making that. Tomorrow Children. I want to see more on this.
Yeah.
I was very bummed that I didn't get into the beta just because I want to see what the hell the game is.
What is this thing?
Like, I really want to
It looks a little too bizarre for me, actually.
Right, and that was my worry. I wanted to get into it to see if it was anything worth checking out. But
Speaking of bizarre, I hear really good things about it. But have you guys heard of Danganronpa?
Yeah.
I'm sure you have, because you listen to Beyond and Kind of Funny. They talk about it all the time.
Yeah, they're
basically it's a story where these children get trapped in a school, and it's like Ace Attorney a little bit, where you're like doing like trials, but kids keep getting killed off, right? And like I'm not sure how that happens exactly, but there's this like weird demonic teddy bear going around killing all these children, and you have to try and figure out who you think is, I don't know, like guilty of something, and the longer you take, the more children die. It's really bizarre, but supposedly it's awesome.
So real quick, before we keep going into this, why don't we actually go through what is confirmed?
Yeah.
All right, so what's confirmed so far is Ace Attorney 6, Attack on Titan, Cyber Dragonrampa or whatever.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Dead or Alive Extreme 3, Digimon World, Dragon Quest Builders, Dragon Quest Heroes 2, Exist Archive, The Other Side, Final Fantasy 15, Giant Shadow, City, Granzella.
Yep.
God Eater Resurrection, Hatsune Miku, The Idolmaster, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I've heard of that, Mobile Suit Gundam, Monster Hunter Diary, Monster Hunter Stories, Monster Hunter 10. They love Monster Hunter.
Yeah, they do. It does well.
I regret not getting into it before, but
I don't.
New Naruto Shippuden, Odin's Sphere, Phantasy Star Online 2. A lot of people are skeptical about that because the last one was okay-ish.
It's been a long time.
Project X Zone 2, Resident Evil 0, Saint Seiya, Star Ocean. Same thing.
That's what I'm kind of curious about.
Yeah, that one could be decent.
It could be decent, yeah.
Street Fighter 5. Yep. Awesome. I'm wanting to see more on that game. Summon Night 6, Taiko Drum Master, World of Final Fantasy, which
Another
is a weird
one.
I don't even know what to describe that.
That's why I'm very curious, because it's clearly taking all these Final Fantasy universes. It's almost like Kingdom Hearts for Final Fantasy, if that makes sense. Where you're taking all the Final Fantasy worlds, and it seems like maybe you're traveling between them and meeting Final Fantasy characters.
You know what's interesting to me is the graphic style.
It seems like it changes. This is what's really interesting. Sometimes it's real chibi. Sometimes it's very Kingdom Hearts-esque. Sometimes it might even be like 16-bit old school retro.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
So I'm very curious to see what that game's all about. It's for PS4 and PS Vita, so I'm glad that they're supporting their handhelds there. So yeah, I'm interested.
I'm not huge into Japanese and anime, and it's not anything against it.
Yeah.
Most of them, it gets lost on me. I don't care. But there's one game that, and from what I hear, the game they have for it is only okay, and I'm very surprised. It's an anime called Phantasy Star Online, or not Phantasy Star Online, Sword Art Online.
Okay.
And essentially, it's actually the world is all deep into video games, and they're deep into RPGs, but people are getting killed. You stay so long in the RPG, you basically have to live there, and he's basically has to find himself out of it or whatever like that. And you go through so the game, it's a show about a game.
Guitar Freak brought up something interesting, and it really is a Japanese game. Gran Turismo 7, something we haven't heard of yet, but I think probably PlayStation Experience makes a little more sense for Gran Turismo 7.
Yeah, I feel like that's more likely actually than anything else.
But yeah, I mean, it's possible.
Is more so on that realm of games, the odd anime style or the very Japanese centric gaming.
But Gran Turismo 7 is gonna be huge when it eventually comes, because that'll be the first next generation Gran Turismo. They made a huge mistake with GT6 releasing that on PS3. I think they thought, the install base is so big, people are gonna. It's like, no, everybody wanted to move to next gen.
That should have been a launch title to make people upgrade.
Oh yeah,
that 100% should have.
It would have done so well for them.
really dropped the ball. With
I
that.
remember too. Maybe you remember this too, Dean. Like back when they were doing Beyond with Colin Moriarty, they would constantly talk about how it's the smartest decision Sony was making to put Gran Turismo 6 on PS3. Now the install base was so big.
Yeah.
And Colin was so sure of it. He's like, "Oh, this everybody's so dumb saying they should put it on PS4." And he was that was one of those times where he was very, very wrong.
I love his confidence, and then when he turns out to be wrong, he just
because he loves when he's right.
He eats it too when he's wrong, though. It's so funny, dude. I just love listening to those.
Yeah,
guys.
I'm very interested when they finally announce that.
Something I wanted to have more of a probability of seeing is more on Nier 2.
Yeah, I hear great
I'd
things
like
about
to
that
see
first
some
game.
more about that also.
And again, another game that I wish I checked out more of. But I did get to see other people playing it and everything when I went over their houses, and it looks great.
It's bizarre.
It's a little bit, it's a little weird, and it's a little slower, and it's actually a lot harder than a lot of the RPG type
It's
games
clearly
you
one
play,
of their
but-
more low budget ones, like the character designs, the world design, everything feels a little bit kind of like
but I
empty.
feel like the Nier 2, they would have definitely upgraded that. Like I feel like they would have seen the success and the clamoring for it.
The best thing I hear about Nier is first his story and second is his soundtrack. I hear its soundtrack is amazing. So yeah, I could understand some excitement there. But I'm with you, Dean. Typically I like Japanese games, but looking at this list, it's like I wonder what's happening with me. Like, am I only into Final Fantasy and Metal Gear Solid and Kingdom Hearts now? Because like most of this list
is lost on you.
Doesn't really grab me.
Yeah.
Which is surprising because you were more.
Last Guardian too.
I mean, that being said, you were never huge into Japanese games, really.
I was
feel like-
really. It was like Square Enix,
Right.
and like Konami and Nintendo.
Like you were never big on anime from what I.
No, I was never big on anime.
A lot of these games are based on that, or based on installments that you never got it. Like you never got into Monster Hunter.
Nope.
Like there's a lot of things in here that you never got yourself into. So I'm not that surprised that you're not.
But we've
I
all
think
been
you
kind
just
of
assumed.
We've all been kind of feeling like the Japanese video game industry has been slowing down little by little.
Not by this list.
Especially, I bet a lot of these for, it doesn't say, but I bet a lot of these are mobile.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of them are. That's the thing now. There's so many other games are mobile. And a lot of their console games, as we were saying, they're rehashes. I mean, we got 2 Dragon Quest games. We've got 3 Monster Hunter games. 4 Dragon Quest games, 2 Gravity Rush games. Like it's a lot of rehashing, a lot of sequelitis.
Right.
I feel like what's it called? Dynasty Warriors is the perfect example of the problems.
Oh my god!
It's like how many times are we gonna have the same game over and over again? It's like they don't. I feel like they don't innovate enough.
Final Fantasy 15.
True. But the thing about Final Fantasy is it really does reinvent
No, I
itself.
know, but it's another one to show the point.
Yeah,
they do the same thing over and over again, and so what's funny is Japan always wants to fault the U.S. and Western studios for all these bad flops and everything like that. But you know what I had to say? At least we try.
What is the chat room talking about, Dean? Anything? I know probably not TGS related specifically, but
everyone's just talking about what they're going to be playing. Need for Speed. There's a lot of talk of racing games.
See some Uncharted Nathan Drake collection.
Yeah,
we're all excited for that one.
GT7. People are really excited for that.
How many American game companies are there? God, I have no idea.
I don't know that.
I mean, if you're counting like the indie guys, it might have.
That's a number that really can't, because there's a lot of studios that are like 2-man teams that it's like.
You have to have kind of like a criteria there, I guess.
Right.
Or it's just a lot.
How many
the answer is a lot.
How many AAA developers? Maybe even that's a high number.
Yeah. Tons. Says TFN. It's tons. I mean, it's very easy to develop video games nowadays. And I don't mean that to say like anybody can do it, but it's become a lot easier to download Unity or something and make a video game, which is awesome. That's why you get so many interesting things now.
Can I go off topic real quick?
Yeah,
That's
of
something
course.
I want to ask you, and I feel like do you feel like at this point in gaming that you haven't finished it yet? And I don't know. Maybe if you have, don't spoil it for me. But do you feel like that Metal Gear Solid 5 will do anything like Psycho Mantis did? Like you can't do that physically. Do you feel like there's any boss fight in the game that will? Really...
I feel like Metal Gear Solid 4 tried to do some stuff on that level.
Yeah.
Which isn't too long ago. I can't remember. It was oh my god, something Mantis. The Mantis character in 4 also had some trippy shit going on. They did some cool stuff with Laughing Octopus. They did some cool stuff in general with that game. It wasn't to the level of Metal Gear Solid 1 or even Metal Gear Solid 3, I don't think. But Kojima definitely tried to think outside the box. So far, I really don't feel like he's doing that with Metal Gear Solid 5. I don't know
Okay.
why exactly.
Do you think he just ran out of the ideas?
I don't know. I feel like he definitely has a theme with Metal Gear Solid 5. It's voices and silence and language. You can clearly see that that's kind of the theme of the game.
Can I say I love when Quiet hums?
Oh, I love it too.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
And I loved the boss battle with Quiet. That was the most reminiscent of Metal Gear that I
like that
felt.
was that's what everybody was saying.
Yeah, that was a really cool
I had
battle.
so much problem with that. I actually would have been able. I snuck up behind her, and I wasn't able to CQC her.
No, you can't. Yeah,
They were all telling me, but they were all telling me in the chat. Oh, like when I said to the treehouse. So F you, Rick and Puss.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong, but I had the same experience. It seemed like you had to trank her all the way down or shoot her all the way down. Like you couldn't CQC her.
Right.
Is what I was encountering. But I could be wrong. Maybe there's some way. Because I wouldn't be surprised. Kojima's typically pretty good at offering options. Thank you, Pew Pew, Chris73555, Ninja Turtle in Training, CEO Lou Stacy, Chaos Killer, Amy Fur, Owltech88, Donnie Don, GTA Michael, and many more. Keep those follows coming, guys. We got a few minutes left in the show. Hit that heart button live from PlayStation. Let's just stick with the chat room with the subscribers for right now and answer any questions you guys have. Please, you have the room right now, subscribers. So please, any questions that you want to ask us, you are front and center to take advantage of subscriber-only chat. And in the meantime, we'll just wait and sit here in silence.
Weird. That's weird. You, Mike.
Daryl asks, isn't the next Walking Dead Telltale Season 3 supposed to be out next year?
I think it is not this year. They confirmed that it is next year, I'm pretty sure.
Next year.
So they're working on Game of Thrones right now and Tales from the Borderlands and even Minecraft Story Mode and a few other things. So they have plenty of stuff to fill their schedule until they want to go to Walking Dead.
I want to hear about
and
that
random Marvel
and the Marvel one, right?
Yeah. I still have no idea what.
I gotta hear something about that soon, man. I'm getting antsy.
I feel like that could be very like Jessica Jones or something.
Speaking of that, did you guys see the Netflix teaser for Jessica Jones?
I did, yeah.
No, I forgot to go back and
Didn't
watch
realize it was coming out so soon.
Yes, not far away at all. I think it's like November, right?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, not far away at
all.
all.
How's it look? Good?
It's just purely like an animated teaser. I think it's probably going to be the intro to the show.
The visual style kind of teases a little bit.
I still stick to I want the Telltale game to be the Spectre.
Spectre?
Yeah.
Spectre.
Is that his theme?
I still think X-Men would be really cool to take control of a random mutant that you create. Maybe you design your own mutant at the beginning of the game, and then you go from there. I think Telltale would do a good job with that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
2Dip, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it.
You should do like a John Constantine thing for DC, if Telltale ever did DC.
I don't know why I thought that said 2Dip. It's Dip and Chip. Thank you, Dip and Chip.
I forgot
like a
Spectre was
detective,
DC,
you know? Yeah.
not Marvel. My bad. I apologize.
Sorry, it happens.
God
A lot of characters to keep track of, man.
You know what, dude? Especially the off-key one. Like, if I said Iron Man was on DC, then you can hang me.
Yeah.
But like, that was just so scary.
I'm on episode 21, Tie Spin.
I skipped ahead. I accidentally hit episode 11, but I'm supposed to be on episode 9.
Oh, really? You did that?
Well, the reason I found Quiet was because I went to go do a side mission, and I'm going through, and I hit the ruins, and all of a sudden I get sniped by a freaking chick, and I'm like, what the hell is this? I was like, there's no, and I went into it, I was like, oh, I'm just going to do side ops. I can't really spend a lot of time in the game.
Canadian Warlock, thank you for the follow, and also Josh, thank you for the follow. Keep those coming, guys. Keep hitting that heart button live from PlayStation. They're checking out the Jessica Jones teaser. I'll let them do that while I talk to you guys. It's music. It's Monsters and Men, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, the good song choice.
Do we agree this will probably be like the opening to the show?
Yeah, I'd be kind of disappointed if it's not. I like it.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
They clearly put work into it.
Are they gonna go with her being very like photography centric or something?
I know very little about it, honestly.
Drew, have you tried Republic? It is very much like MGS. I heard it was, Derek, but I have not touched it at all.
Dirk.
Twitch
your head.
It looks cool though.
Yeah, it
does look cool. Jessica Jones could be. If it's anything like Daredevil, I'm optimistic for sure.
Yeah, man.
I can't wait for
Drew's about to get the FOBs. Don't use the stick; it will freeze the game. Well, that's unfortunate.
What does that mean?
I have no idea. But did you guys hear about also that you can't use quiet on
episode 22 and 40?
I think it's 29 and 42.
29 and 42.
I think, yeah, and that erases your save. The one that you just spent like 50 hours on.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So basically what that means to me is anything from episode 25 on, don't use quiet.
Yeah.
Essentially.
I actually wasn't so fond of Quiet. The way she works.
The only buddy I have right now is D-Horse.
I like D-Dog. D-Dog's my favorite. I like that he marks everything. Did he fuck me over? I don't know. My problem with D-Dog is sometimes he gets in the way. Like, sometimes I'll kick him or I'll trank him, and then our bond lowers, and I'm like, damn it! Like, I was just becoming close with this dog, and then I was about to shoot somebody, and he gets right in the way.
I wasn't being that annoying.
Huh? Oh, yes, you were.
I said 2 things, and you were just very frustrated, and you.
I wasn't frustrated. No, I was. No? I was not frustrated. That's Metal Gear. Like, that's the way I play Metal Gear. I restart if I get caught.
Yeah.
Like, I like playing that way. I like to try and go through stealthily, and I get annoyed when people are like, play this way. Are you playing it wrong? It's like, no, this is how I like to play it. I just thought it was fun. I like taking my time.
No, but you know what's funny about that? Do you feel like the ranking system is a lot easier to attain than any other Metal Gear? Because I feel like I feel
like I'm a little annoyed by it, actually, because I feel like the way I like to play it, they don't really admire
you. Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's almost easy in a way because they don't reward you for the same things they would in other games.
Yeah.
Like, I went into this expecting to get only, like, C's and below. And I've been getting a lot of A's and B's and even S's.
I get a mixture of A's and B's, and I've gotten 2 maybe S's. But my problem is that it's very, very focused on your time. Right. If you do it insanely fast, it's like S.
Right.
S. But me, like I go about it trying to get all of those no alerts, no kills, no.
But it doesn't do anything.
But it doesn't really do that much for you.
When I was starting to play the game, I was going about that way because I know that's what you always recommended and a lot of other people recommended. But it got to the point where a couple missions in, I'm like, what the heck am I doing this for? It doesn't do anything.
Pause. That was actually really funny. I like the way the flares. I distracted the enemy and they were all confused. It kind of works like a smoke grenade, but then all of a sudden my chopper flies in. I was like, oh shit, I forgot that, that was a flare grenade does that. And then they're like shooting rockets at it. I'm like, no, and then fly away.
You killed Pequod.
Yeah. Yeah. I've destroyed a few helicopters now. Spoiler alert a little bit. It's not too big of a spoiler, but you eventually do get to fight the man on fire. And I lost like 5 helicopters to that. What was that?
Fulton him?
No, I did not.
No.
I think that you can. Yeah,
you can.
Yeah.
I knew the spoiler because apparently there's no.
I mean, it's not really too much of a spoiler. So you know how he reacts to water. Like that's his way of defeating him. So there's all these different like water towers and water things around, and you have to.
In Africa?
Yeah, it's in Africa. You have to get him close to one and then shoot it, and he becomes like dazed. Maybe that's when you can like drag him out and Fulton him.
I wonder if you can daze him, go up, see if you see him, and then...
See, I wonder if you can at this point in the game, though. And that might be something for later in the game. Because I can't imagine why they would allow you to Fulton him in Chapter 19 or whatever.
Why would they do the same thing for Quiet?
Because Quiet is somebody that can join your party and you can use him. The Man on Fire is not a buddy. And I think is pivotal to the storyline. And I feel like if you take him away from the story and Fulton him away, it's like, does he stay in the story? Like, what happens there? Sorry if that's a spoiler, but I mean, I don't think that's that much of a spoiler. Thank you to some more follows. We had HXC Ballin, Swagger, Shuzo, Josh, and many more. For some reason, our follow goal is lagging behind tonight. It's not updating.
Water pistol him in the face.
Yeah, you know, I do have the water pistol, but unfortunately,
there is a water pistol. I was kidding.
Yeah, you have a water pistol. Yeah. And I had it. I developed it, but I didn't include it on that mission. So
imagine this game. You're this ultra soldier. You go in, you trank everybody. You have rocket launchers, sniper rifles, and all of a sudden one day they give you a Nerf Super Soaker.
Pretty much. No, it's a rinky dink like little pistol.
Yeah. That's even better.
Yeah,
Good.
it's funny. That's what I like about Metal Gear is that it's so serious, but so quirky
Monkey from Trash Talk. I was talking to him earlier today, and he was saying there's an audio recording of that's kind of like a nod. The one guy like blowing up a bathroom. And it's kind of a nod back
Johnny
to
Sasaki. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not like one of the soldiers.
It still has all of those Metal Gear nods and it has that quirkiness. It's just the pacing of the story is like it's like once every 4th mission you get like a cutscene and that's it. It's like a short cutscene too.
And it's not very long. Like Quiet's cutscene was awesome.
Quiet's my favorite part of the game so far. I'm episode 20, so it might get better.
That whole
I haven't met I haven't met Eli yet, or
I don't even know who Eli is.
I think he's Liquid Snake, but I don't know for sure.
Emmerich or whatever.
You haven't met Huey yet. I did meet Huey, but I haven't met the Talker, like Smoke Talker or whatever his name is, the old guy. So there's still characters I haven't met. And I still don't really know that much about Major, what's his name? Skullface. I really don't know much about him yet and what his main goal is. So I still feel like I have a lot to learn. I hope it gets a lot more.
What's the deal with those guys that you had to find in the middle of the field?
Do we turn off the subject?
Yeah, I will now. I think it's been about 15, 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Subscribers off is what it is. /subscribers off.
And I think we're actually almost
And we're about to wrap up anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the deal with the guys in the middle of like nowhere that you have to go Fulton back to Mother Base and they're crazed or whatever?
There
You know what I'm talking about? They're like running around and like they're kind of mumbling. I thought they were skulls themselves.
Oh, yeah, they're called the Skulls, right? The guys that are like
Right, they're
weird
crazy, but then you have
ass.
to fold them
I
back
think.
to
I mean, I don't want to go too much into spoilers. I don't really know for sure yet, but I think they're people that have been experimented on.
Gotcha.
There's one point in Africa where you actually find this disgusting house of blood everywhere, and there's all these people being experimented on.
Oh,
It's
did
really,
you find the,
really
PT
disturbing and messed up.
Teaser in there?
I
think that's
haven't
where the
actually.
PT is.
No.
I think that's the area where the PT
Is it?
is.
Okay. I need to go back
Anyway,
and do a few things.
sorry.
But yeah, enough Metal Gear talk. Welcome back, everybody who is not a subscriber. We appreciate you guys as well. Thank you to all the follows tonight. We did get a lot of follows. Our most recent were from Shuzo, Swagger, XXC Ballin, Josh, Canadian Warlock, Dip and Chip, Laughing Devil, Chris, and many more. If you want, in the final moments of the show here, it's very easy to follow us. Just hit that heart button live from PlayStation in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. And let's thank all of our existing subscribers and all that with our special thanks segments. We do that every week now to show our appreciation to everybody that really supports us in a big way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Exactly. So, special thanks to... I need to shorten this
And
logo
yes,
intro.
Puss, I know.
So, special thanks to our subscribers. Those are Nine Fox. We also have Ty Spin, DeLone Gunman, Miss Amanda, Jungle Mike 420, Alex Bustos 98, The Beast NJ 69, Mr. Rager 909, Callie 122, Abtist, The Bulldog Brad, Syndrux LOL, Bass 023S, Level Up Host Drew, Guitar Freak 12345, Blood Splatter 14, Moofy, our patrons, Temps Moriendi, BMC Music, Artist Your Dad's Belt, Full House 357, TX Pug, Dragon Khan, Blakey 1888, Mark Conklin, Lionhammer, and The Wasman Returns, and of course our big Extra Life supporters, specifically Conrad Johnson, Brian Wasalicia, Michael Bisco, Johnny Poolside, Derek Carr, Dennis Yashoki B, Abbott Steele, Tyler Umphrey, Dylan Stelfox, Robert Bowleg, Blending with Henry, Ricky Mana, Chris Taylor, Megan Bochniak, Tyler Elkins, Luke Bayford, and finally our moderators, of course, Pussfield Scab, the Nine Fox, TX Puck, GFN2112, and Ghost Games.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to all of you guys. We really appreciate your support. Keep the support coming, guys. If you like what we're doing with the show, follow us, subscribe, become a patron. There's so many ways to support our network, and we appreciate all of them. We're also on Twitter at the Level Up Network. Don't forget to tweet at us with hashtag on the spot if you want to be next week's question. YouTube for archives of all of our shows. Please subscribe while you're there. Dean and Greg do a weekly superhero show called Power Up. Please check that out. And if you want early access, patreon.com/levelupnetwork. All you got to do is donate $1 per month. It's as simple as that. The levelupshow.spreadshirt.com. If you want access to our t-shirt of the month, it will be available for 1 week and 1 week alone. It is centralized around Dean and Greg's trophy war from this past summer, the worst 3 months of their lives.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Hated it.
You guys loved it.
I liked it. And then towards the end, it just went on for way too long.
Yeah. London135, thank you for the follow. And then finally, please, guys, don't forget about Extra Life. We do have about 5 to 6 weeks left. Or actually, a little more than that. Probably more like 7 to 8 weeks left. So please go to extralife.org/participant/the Level Up Network. Donate by clicking the Support Me button. It helps all those sick children throughout the United States, giving them gaming, entertainment while they're in the hospital. Could be months, could be, God, even more than that, actually. So please keep that support going, keep that ball rolling. Even if it's just $1, it all counts. And I think that's going to be it for us tonight.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. We really appreciate your support. We'll see you throughout the week with gaming talk shows and game streams. Greg is on tomorrow. Mike is on Tuesdays.
Yep.
Dean and myself are on Wednesdays. Dean with Beast of the Week, myself with Level Up Direct. Thursdays and my Level Up Quick Play. Friday, Saturday are kind of free-for-all. And then, of course, Sunday is the Level Up show proper.
Direct Week?
This is Direct Week. And then the week after that is Level Up Hangout. Don't forget about that, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be so off the rails.
It is. It really, really is.
Are you worried for it?
I'm excited. I'm really excited. It's going to be really cool.
I feel like it's going to stress you out.
I'm not sure entirely yet, but I think that might be PC only. I think because it's centralized around a web browser and all that.
Right. Oh, yeah. These guys wouldn't get anything out. I mean, they might. I mean, it might be... we'll see. I'll
think about it, but just so you guys know, that one might be PC only. Yeah. And the final follow of the night was Peanut the Kid Napa 04. Thank you for that follow. We'll see you next week, guys, or throughout the week, I should say. Until next time, take care. And as always, don't forget to level up. Ooh, Wasman's going to call in on this week's Direct. For the first time, I think.
We didn't do the intro, really, did we?
Yeah, we did the intro. Yeah. It was when everything was falling apart. Yeah. Level up, guys.
Level upstairs.
It's a good one. It's good.
It's hard.
You.
Me?
For him, I had Direct on center. For him, I was like right over here.
It's always one.
Can't win them all.
I can't get them both.
Yeah.
Can't win them
It's
all.
a tough thing to do.
There's a trick that says you
I
look
do
at
not
the
hold the
person's
belt.
elbow. It's like,
Well, that's what I had to do for him because he's always off, and now me and you are off.
lost our focus.
Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you throughout the week. Take care and level up.
Level up.